And we are going live. Justice League Mortal. Exterior, dark sky, day. A single letter. Just 1 out of 26, but maybe the most iconic letter on Earth. It's the S on Superman's chest. The symbol of truth, of justice. The symbol of everything that's right with the world. But something's wrong. It's not red on a field of gold and blue, not the S we know from our childhoods, our whole lives. It's black. Black on black. Pull back and back to find the man behind the S, the sentinel and protector, the man of steel, Superman, floating still and weightless, his all-black uniform stark against the sky. The sad sound of tolling bells takes us down to exterior Metropolis skyline day. Metropolis, deserted. No traffic, no people.
Justice. Truth. Peace.
Superman, gliding through the canyons of skyscrapers like he's the last creature on Earth to exterior Metropolis, great cathedral day. The cathedral spires reaching, and here a colossal crowd of thousands and thousands of citizens, all looking skyward at Superman, descending gently.
The words themselves so simple, the concept so pure, and yet...
Interior, great cathedral day. The cathedral's vast interior, stained glass lit, and Superman walking down the long central aisle past mourners, all heads bowed, row after row to the front, and there they are, the Justice League. The world's heroes, all dressed in mourning black.
Where is justice, we ask, when in the battle for peace, the mightiest among us has fallen? The mightiest. Where truth, when such terrible things befall those we love?
We see flashes of iconic symbols, costumes and insignia, profiles, eyes downcast, faces turned away. But even in glimpses, we know them all. Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, The Flash, the Martian Manhunter, all there, all except for Batman. A coffin in a somber amber light. Could it be? Wonder Woman at the lectern, a eulogy.
We know that forces of darkness will always threaten this planet. And we know to fight them will take all our powers.
The sound of the bells carries us out to exterior Great Cathedral Day, Metropolis's Central Avenue. The superheroes carry the casket on their shoulders, feeling the weight, the burden.
But we also know, those of us who come from different lands, from different worlds, we know where truth lies, where peace can be found, where justice is. We know because he taught us.
People, silent, lining the streets as far as the eye can see to exterior, Cemetery Day, a gravesite, surrounded by 7 solemn black-clad heroes. The casket is lowered into the ground.
It is in the human heart.
The roll of thunder, a spattering of rain, as these words appear. 2 days ago, the world is at peace. And suddenly the sun is shining bright on exterior, downtown Central City Day, where Detective Barry Allen and his wife Iris walk hand in hand towards a restaurant with a brash neon sign, Planet Krypton.
Don't you ever get tired of this place?
Come on, it makes me laugh. And anyway, I'm starving.
What else is new?
They push through the revolving doors into interior, Planet Krypton Restaurant Central City Day, a big, busy, nationwide chain restaurant, upscale family dining with a superhero theme, walls lined with reproductions of capes, masks, weapons, artifacts. And the staff all in costume. Green Lantern waiters pass Wonder Woman waitresses. Aquaman busboys clean tables. A Martian Manhunter tends bar. As Barry drags a reluctant Iris, he doesn't notice a Batman waiter weaving through the tables carrying a full tray of drinks. An elbow, the tray. Oops, and gravity takes over. All 6 glasses overturn, soda goes everywhere, but at impossible speed, in real time, Barry grabs the tray, catches the glasses, and manages to refill each one before a drop touches the ground. He calmly hands the refilled tray back to the waiter.
Barry.
I know.
He
Hi.
pulls her to a booth. A waiter in an ill-fitting Flash costume steps up, oversized menus in hand.
Hi, I'm the Flash. I'll be your waiter today.
Hi there, Flash. I will have, let's see, 2 crypto burgers, platters, both Superman size, and a large Wonder Slaw. Plus, let's go ahead and add an Aquaman. Just a sandwich, but with extra tartar sauce and coffee.
The waiter stares. Barry shrugs.
Fast metabolism.
I'll have the chicken Caesar.
And Flash, make it quick, will you?
Barry laughs. Iris rolls her eyes. The waiter, too.
Funny. Never heard that one.
And he ambles off to put in their order. Slowly.
Wally's coming in tonight. Sissy says he's all excited about working in the lab.
But Barry's not listening. His attention is on the flat screen TVs over the bar, a news broadcast.
Barry.
He points up at the TV.
Sorry, honey. It's just Wonder Woman's addressing the UN.
On the TV monitor, Wonder Woman in front of the UN General Assembly.
Those of us who come here from different worlds, we know how hard it is to choose peace. War, conflict, they are easy. It is peace that is hard.
Her presence, her otherworldly beauty, awesome. At the table,
What is it with you and her?
Wonder Woman? Just look at her. That is one aptly named superhero. You know what I mean? What?
on this we hear,
Brother I begin meta-human status scan. Subject, the Flash.
and suddenly we pull back and up, fast, supersonic fast, right through the roof of the restaurant, through the upper atmosphere and into exterior, outer space day, where a sleek silicone black satellite drifts impassively over the planet. Sinister, aggressive. This is Brother I. Its glass lens irises open, glow red, and far, far below, beneath the Earth's surface, interior, the Batcave, day. Deep, deep underground, under Wayne Manor, the secret sanctuary of Batman. He's at the console of a massive computer system with a 10-foot video monitor. He's unshaven, feet up, watching. Always watching. On the screen, an infrared image. Barry and Iris Allen at Planet Krypton. Next to the video feed, a readout scrolls down the left side of the screen. Everything you could ever want to know about the Flash. His identity, location, associates, his powers, and at the bottom, a subfile titled Weaknesses. But before we get a look at it, the machine speaks.
The Flash. Status. Inactive.
Continue all subject scan.
Affirmative. Scanning.
The satellite image roves with blinding speed, finds Metropolis, the city's Centennial Park. Brother Eye Flash zooms closer and closer until we see Clark Kent, the glasses, the carefully parted hair, eating a paper bag lunch on a park bench. A kid tugs at his kite, stuck in a tree. Clark purses his lips and blows. The gust of wind freezes the kite and almost pulls the kid off his feet. Location, powers, status.
Superman. Inactive.
A whir as the computer searches for Green Lantern, in uniform, demonstrating his powers for a bunch of first graders in a school classroom. He holds a kid's drawing of a unicorn on a cloud, and with his power ring, he brings it to life. Green and three-dimensional. The kids' mouths hang open in wonder. Location, powers, status.
Green Lantern. Active. Non-operational.
Next, Wonder Woman at the United Nations.
Wonder Woman. Active. Non-operational.
Then, Denver, Colorado. The satellite sweeps the city.
The Martian Manhunter. Scanning.
A shuffle of feet behind him. Batman reacts, paranoid.
Terminate.
The screen instantly goes black as a figure steps out of the shadows. It's Alfred, his butler, his friend.
All quiet, Master Bruce?
Too quiet.
Well, world peace has a way of doing that. Maybe it's time we started thinking of things as promising, dare we say?
Peace isn't a promise, Alfred. It's an intermission. A threat.
Point noted. Still, crime is down to a mere nuisance. The city is generally quiet and the sun does shine, sir.
So I've heard.
All your time down here in the dark, monitoring them, some might say you become somewhat
Paranoid. What if, Alfred? What if something happens? They're not human. None of them. Not fully. And with their powers, if not me, who's going to watch them? What if? See what I'm saying?
I believe you're saying, what if, sir?
Bruce smiles.
The sun's shining, huh?
Yes, and your guests are waiting.
My guests?
Your surprise birthday party, sir.
Oh, that.
Surprise.
Batman sighs, gets to his feet. He heads for the elevator, followed by Alfred. As the doors slide closed, we're on the blackened monitor screen. It blinks. Once. A burst of code races across the screen. Numbers, letters, zeros and ones. Words gradually coalescing. Creator Directive Override. Interior, the Batcave elevator day. Batman and Alfred, in a well-rehearsed ritual, remove the Batsuit. Mask pulled back to reveal Bruce Wayne. Interior Wayne Manor day. We're moving through Wayne Manor, a packed party. Rooms full of world leaders, players and stars, businesses and military. Europe, Asia, Saudi Arabia, the Fortune 500. Over this, a voice, confident, refined.
Look around and tell me what you see.
Flashes of the decadence, people lounging on sofas, huddled in whispering groups. We move past rock stars dueling on guitars to the delight of a gaggle of supermodels. A Saudi prince bowing to two Japanese sumo wrestlers.
We've got princes, members of parliament, admirals, oilmen, media moguls.
And we're on the people he's talking about. An Asian businessman, an Arab sheik, a Navy admiral, a diplomat in a Savile Row suit.
The best and the brightest.
Moving, past movers and shakers until we reach...
And the most beautiful creatures on God's green earth.
The best dressed, best looking man in the mansion. A circle of beautiful women in his thrall.
By which I mean me, of course.
After. Interior Batcave day. The Brother Eye system, running itself. The eerie, computerized voice.
Creator protocols inoperative. Intercept activated. Subject Alpha located.
The Brother Eye cam. Digitally zooms. Step by step, closer and closer. Descending down to find one single man. Detective John Jones, mid-30s, blue suit and tie, the perfect cop, driving his unmarked police Ford.
Target identified. The Martian Manhunter. Auto attack sequence initiated. Stand by.
Interior, cavern under Wayne Manor day. Batman's elevator glides upward through a deep underground cavern, past a catacomb.
You look around and you see power, I bet. Money, right? And why not?
Interior Wayne Manor day. Maxwell with his audience. They hang on his words.
Even with everything I've got, my telecom interests, my little real estate empire, my restaurant chains, those two guys alone could buy and sell me a dozen times over.
He points at two CEOs shaking hands.
When I look around, you know what I see? I see 3.5 billion years.
Interior, Bat Elevator Day. Alfred closets the bat suit. Bruce Wayne runs a shaver over 3 days of stubble. Pressed white shirt.
3.5 billion years of life on this planet. Nature relentlessly pursuing perfection across eons of time.
Interior Wayne Manor Day. On Maxwell.
Punishing the weak, rewarding the strong. All for one single reason. So we could come here today and sing happy birthday to...
Interior Batcave Elevator Day. The transformation is complete. Batman faces the doors.
You might want to try a smile.
Batman shows his teeth. Unconvincing. Interior Wayne Manor Day. The doors of the elevator open.
Bruce Wayne.
And finally, Bruce Wayne steps out. His smile says he didn't see it coming when they all yell surprise. As he wades into the crowd, we're Exterior, Denver, Colorado rail yards day, with Detective John Jones's car crunching on gravel. It pulls up next to a railway fueling station. He gets out, approaches a stack of fuel barrels, pulls a penlight, shines it into the cracks. Detective Jones reaches between barrels and pulls out a jar. Murky liquid, plant material, seaweed. Shines his light into the cloudy water and spots something undulating inside. Something alive. Interior, John Jones's car day. John Jones slides behind the wheel of his idling car, pulls a plastic bag and a pair of tweezers from the glove box, carefully unscrews the lid, reaches into the water with his evidence tools and gingerly pulls out a creature, like a seahorse, only bigger, stranger, alien-looking. As he leans in for a closer look, it coughs and a mist of particulate matter stings his hands. He drops the jar, wipes his hands, smearing the gritty, oily fluid. As he looks down for the strange creature, we see his hands smoking, his skin wisps of smoke. Not good. He stares at his first one, then his other burst into flame, then his arms, his chest, his head. He's a ball of flame, goes for the radio.
Dispatch, code 30, code 30.
But the handset's already melted, and the fire's spreading. He's got to do something, so he morphs, transforming before our eyes, changing shape, a soldier, a little kid, a gorilla, a python, anything to try and put out the flames. Nothing works. So he reverts to his real shape, not John Jones, the Denver PD detective, but John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. His true self, massive, green, iron brow, red eyes, screaming in agony because he's become an inferno. He hits the gas, peels out, barely in control of the car, fire gushing out behind like contrails. He veers, clipping a fuel tanker. The fire catches and John Jones guns it through the wall of fire. Interior, Wayne Manor ballroom day. In the party, Bruce Wayne is surrounded. Handshakes, birthday kisses. He's the life and soul. Maxwell Lord steps up with his gaggle of beauties, gives Bruce a bear hug.
Who knew you had so many friends?
Oh, they're just here because I'm obscenely rich.
Bruce playing the dilettante. They laugh, two of a kind, under his breath.
Hell, we both know without men like you and me to grease their wheels, most of these jokers would be waiting tables at one of my restaurants.
Bruce nods to a long buffet table, loaded with food, retro American style. Stacks of perfect hamburgers and perfect buns.
I hear you did the catering.
One of the benefits of my little sideline business. Free dinner. Have you tried the crypto burgers?
I don't eat food with names, Max.
Planet Krypton's in every major city on the planet. Over 1 million served? The whole world can't be wrong.
On the catered spread, men and women loading their plates. Interior, Planet Krypton Restaurant Central City Day, where Barry eats like a horse.
Wonder Woman's a bit of a blowhard, don't you think? And how come she gets all the credit for world peace?
I guess I've played my part.
Not you. I was thinking Green Lantern. And Aquaman. Now he's hot. And don't even get me started on Superman. I mean, come on.
Warm smiles between them, like you only see with people who have been in love a long time. On the TV screen, a news broadcast in progress.
From Denver, Colorado, we are told fires are currently raging out of control all over the city.
Video footage of a burning car. John Jones weaving through traffic at 90 miles per hour. He loses control, slams into an overpass guardrail, blasts right through. The car catches fire, flips, and kablam! It lands on the roof of a fuel depot at Denver International Airport. A fireball spits out, hits a tanker, and boom! Flame shoots sky high. At the table with Barry and Iris.
How far is Denver from here?
Oh, come on, Barry. One uninterrupted lunch?
600 miles? I'll be back before the coffee's cold. Promise.
Can't save the whole world, you know.
Not the whole world. Just the little part with you in it.
Iris sighs, resigned, nods.
Go.
Barry leans in for a quick kiss, then twists the ring he wears on his right hand. A streak of red fabric bursts out of the ring and shwoom. In less than a heartbeat, Barry's standing there decked out in his trademark uniform, red and gold, muscles and speed. He's the Flash. Magnificent.
Back in a sec.
All that's left of him is a vibrant streak of red. He's gone, just vanished. Then, almost before we can process this, he's back for a quick kiss on Iris's cheek. Gone again, leaving a flurry of napkins and menus and the revolving doors spinning like crazy. Exterior, America Day. The Flash, on the move, and we're right there with him. We drop down behind his heels and whoosh, we follow the Scarlet Speedster zigzagging and weaving through towns, along rail lines, across the prairies, up mountains, through the streets of Denver, Colorado. Exterior, Denver International Airport Day. Street! Flash skids to a stop on the tarmac. Firefighters surround the burning tanker, hit it with foam from dozens of hoses, smoke and flames.
Allow me, boys.
And he's off, running circles around the fire, faster and faster, creating a vortex that sucks the air out of the center. One of the firemen is too close. He's sucked off his feet into the tornado, flung 50 feet into the air. Flash pulls up, satisfied with his work. Then he hears the screams, looks up to see the firefighter plummeting.
My bad. I got it.
He streaks into a fire truck, grabs a fire blanket, circles it into position under the dropping fireman. Ready, and squit! A figure streaks across the sky, picks the man out of midair. Red, white, and blue. Gold. Iconic. Wonder Woman. She drops out of the smoke with the fireman in her arms, lands gently and puts him on his feet. Flash stares, mouth hanging open, awestruck.
Whoa. It's the, wow. I mean, you're...
Wonder Woman?
Man, I was just, hi, I'm...
The Flash, yes.
You've heard of me? Really? Wow. I'm a huge fan. I gotta say, your pictures do not do you justice.
Flash sticks out his hand like an idiot. Wonder Woman stares at it.
I totally had that, by the way.
In the distance, flying low in the sky, a flying ball of fire.
What the hell is that?
It streaks right over their heads, trailing flames, right for the main terminal.
Wait here. I'll run it down.
Wonder Woman looks at Flash. Wait here, and she takes off, running. Moving with Wonder Woman as Flash catches up easily.
Is that the best you've got?
She lifts off the ground, flying, fast.
Hey, flying's no fair.
He kicks it up a notch. Exterior, Denver International Airport Main Terminal Day. The fireball careens. Around and under planes parked at their skyports. People gawk from inside. The Flash speeds over to a massive water standpipe. Starts to crank the valve wheel to Wonder Woman.
Use your rope thingy.
Lasso of truth.
Whatever. Yank him over here.
She unhitches her lasso, throws a loop. Bullseye. Yanks the fireball over to Flash. He opens the spout and swoosh, thousands of gallons of water shoot straight up, then rain down in sheets. Right on top of the fire. Through the cascade, we see a hunched and hulking figure.
What is that thing?
Help. Help me.
Flash looks around.
You hear that?
It's telepathic.
The voice again, coming from everywhere at once. Wonder Woman's eyes go wide.
Diana. Please.
It knows you?
It's John Johns.
The Martian Manhunter?
And John steps out of the thundering sheets of water, his eyes blazing red, his skin charcoaled and blackened.
Isn't he supposed to be green?
And he bursts into flame again. Interior, Wayne Manor Day. Bruce sits in a deep sofa, fawned over like a pasha. Maxwell Lord is next to him. Max sees something across the room.
Oh, my.
Bruce turns to look and involuntarily rises to his feet, because there, just entering the room, is Talia. Tall, exotic, haunted. From some other country, some other world, almost. an achingly perfect beauty. Maxwell rises next to Bruce, whispers in his ear as every eye in the room turns to see.
You know who that is?
Bruce isn't listening, speechless, his eyes riveted.
That, my friend, is Talia al Ghul, daughter of Raz, the demon head.
Her dark almond eyes burn into Bruce. There's something here between them, something powerful.
You must remember. It's legend, almost. Raz fought the Batman and lost, and now he's gone. And here she is.
On Bruce, watching, waiting. The look in his eyes so intense, every head in the room turns to see what he sees.
She was in love with the Batman, or so they say.
On Maxwell, his eyes equally intense, shifting from Bruce to Talia. He's drilling deep into this moment.
She betrayed her father for him, or so they say.
And we notice a thin trickle of blood from his nose. On Talia, a slow, stately, sexy walk across the room as people part, opening a path straight for Bruce.
In return, he broke her heart, or so they say.
On Bruce's eyes, seeing, remembering, and we flash back to Batman with Talia in his arms. 1 year ago, the beauty and the bat, face to face, inches apart. Talia kisses him, and he kisses her, then pulls away.
Talia, no, I can't.
But, my father, I've given you, beloved, everything.
She is a well of desperation, doesn't want to let go.
I can never give you what you want.
This isn't goodbye.
But he nods, touches her lips with his fingertips, backs away, and disappears into the darkness. On her eyes, filled with sorrow, then fury. We cut to Talia, right in front of Bruce. It's like they're both in a trance, drowning in each other. It looks like a kiss waiting to happen. In a breathy whisper.
A birthday kiss, Mr. Wayne, for good luck.
The room holds its breath, then...
Master Wayne?
And Bruce snaps out of it, like waking from a dream.
Would you like to blow out the candles, or shall I?
Alfred holds the birthday cake. As Bruce leans in to blow out the candles, Alfred whispers.
Something needs your immediate attention, sir.
Applause from the guests and spontaneous rendition of Happy Birthday to You.
If you'll excuse me.
He shoots a look to Maxwell, sees the blood on his upper lip.
Max, your nose is bleeding.
He pulls a handkerchief and leaves Maxwell, dabbing his nose.
Yeah, thanks. I'm prone.
Moving with Bruce and Alfred, down a side hallway, apart from the guests.
The system alarms. It's the Martian, John Jones. He's been attacked.
How?
Fire.
Bruce stops in his tracks, worry across his eyes. He glances back through a doorway to see Talia, looking back at him.
Party's over. Send everyone home.
And he moves off. Exterior, Wonder Woman's residence, New York, night. Pan up and up the facade of a magnificent Art Deco building on the edge of Central Park, to the very top. Interior, Wonder Woman's conservatory, night. Close on the Martian Manhunter's face, eyes closed, his skin still blackened. Pull back to find him submerged in Wonder Woman's ornate bathing pool.
How long can we leave him here? All soggy.
Wonder Woman throws open the doors to the terrace. Outside, a figure, silhouetted against the lights of the Manhattan skyline, strides toward us. Blue, red, and gold. Superman. He steps through the doors, takes Wonder Woman's hands in his. Two old friends.
Diana.
Hal, it's been too long.
Always. Flash?
It's hard not to be awed by the legend up close.
Superman. Sir, nice to meet you.
What happened here?
Flash, the detective, has got theories. Talks fast.
Okay. Best guess? Magnesium. It doesn't mix well with oxygen. Very explosive combination. Could be a compound bonded with his skin cells. A serum. But if you ask me, I'd say it was microtechnology. Nanotech. I'd have to get a sample to my lab.
They are interrupted by a voice, deep and striking.
Superman. Cal.
Flash spins, then remembers.
It's okay. He's got telepathy. And you knew that.
Superman kneels by the side of the pool, John's red eyes looking up through the water, imploring. He reaches a massive hand out into the air towards Superman, and whoom, it bursts into flame. He resubmerges, leaving a wisp of smoke behind.
They knew my weakness. My race's weakness. Fire. It destroyed my world, my family, my life. Someone. I am powerless.
Who? Who knew?
It is a secret I thought was unsellable.
Who? How did they get to you?
A note. I followed it. There was a creature. Strange. Like seaweed.
A sea creature?
It spat. Venom. I don't know. The rest was fire and pain.
As John slowly sinks to the bottom of the pool, where exterior, Wonder Woman's residence terrace night, with Wonder Woman and Superman under the stars.
Could it have been accidental? Just wrong place, wrong time?
No. It looked like an attack to me, premeditated. Did you know his weaknesses?
No. But someone did.
And he was struck in this alter identity, Cal.
Yes, that I really don't like.
Inside by the pool, Flash stares out at these two gods, inches apart. From here, it looks like romance.
See that? The two of them? Is there something, have they ever... My wife would have a field day with...
He glances to John in the pool, out cold.
Oh, shoot! Iris!
Outside, on the terrace.
A sea creature. Spitting fire, it doesn't make any sense. You know where I'll have to go.
Be careful. He won't like insinuation.
From what I've heard, he doesn't like anything.
Suddenly, the Flash appears between them.
Sorry. Don't mean to interrupt, but Iris, my wife, I'm supposed to get back, and will you be all right without me for a bit?
I'm sure we will manage.
And with a crooked smile, Flash vibrates. So fast, he disappears into the floor. Gone. The fast way out.
By Hera, he's...
He is indeed.
Exterior, construction site, Lower Manhattan, night. On construction barriers at ground level, plastered with banners reading, another luxury Lord Enterprises construction. Units starting at $1 million. Pan up this brand new high-rise building. Steel girders towering over the Hudson, 30 stories tall. It's unfinished except for the top 3 floors. They're walled in floor-to-glass ceilings. A weak light inside. Interior, Maxwell Lord's archive chamber, night. A darkened room, circular. Walls lined with old TVs, 1970s era, black and white, early color, consoles, stacked to the ceiling, hundreds of them. And on each one, a child's face. All boys, anywhere from 6 to 13 years old. Flickering images. No sound, but they're all talking to the camera. Interview subjects, some giggling, some stoic, some crying. And under each image, numbers. 1971 to 1983, 1971 to 1979, 1971 to 1981, 1971 to 1977, and a single word. Deceased. We hear a whisper.
William Hardwick, Glenn Burke, Tom Parnell, Carl Bader.
And find Maxwell Lord standing in the center of his room, looking at these faces, naming their names. He is no longer smiling and gregarious. Dark now, and sad. He latches onto one face.
Jonah Wilkes.
And places his fingertips against the screen. Looks into this 12-year-old's videotaped face.
Are we ready, Jonah?
The little boy is smiling. Bright, hopeful eyes. Exterior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, night. A simple, unassuming house in a run-down blue-collar neighborhood. Tucked between warehouses, a scrappy postage stamp front yard. Interior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, night. Barry, back in his cop's blue suit, walks through the house to the kitchen, where he finds Iris, reading a magazine, leaning on the counter.
Honey, I'm sorry.
How dare you go out and save the world? Barry, I knew what I was getting when I married you.
She gives him a kiss. He holds on for a second.
So guess who I met today? Superman. Guy's amazing. Classy. And you know, the Martian Manhunter, big green guy, works out west.
Iris gives him a penetrating look.
And anyone else?
Oh, yeah. I guess Wonder Woman was there. Barely noticed.
Uh-huh. So?
Oh, she's fine, I guess. If you like women with muscles and magic lassos.
Shut it.
She laughs, kisses him again.
Anything to eat? Starving.
Barry crosses to 2 industrial-sized fridges, throws open both sets of doors. At super speed, he pulls out enough food for 10, starts prepping, making an unholy mess.
Barry! I just cleaned up.
She throws a radish at him. He flicks his wrist, catching it easily, puts it in his sandwich.
Out! Go play with Wally.
Wally's here already? Damn, time moves so fast these days.
Interior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, garage, night. The Allen's garage is converted into a den. A ping pong table in the center. Barry stops, smiles. A ping pong ball is bouncing across the net. Back, forth, over and over and over by itself. Barry reaches out and grabs at the air, comes up with a hand, attached to an arm, attached to a 17-year-old kid, Wally West, Barry's nephew.
Embarrassing. You caught me playing with myself.
Barry pinches Wally's cheek like he's a little kid, which would be irritating even if he wasn't 17.
Wally, did you go and get faster since last summer? I think you did.
Wally swats him away.
You want a game?
Hell yes, I'll kick your creaky ASS.
You can kiss my KISS. My I'm sorry. You can kiss KISS. My ASS is what you can do.
Game on, paddles up. They serve, and they can't help themselves. Faster and faster and faster until you can't see the ball anymore. Just the click thwack of a ball on a paddle. 2 sets of hands in a blur. Then Wally tosses in another ball. Then so does Barry. 3 balls. Then 4. 5. All pinging and ponging all over the net. On Barry, smiling, having fun. Through the door, in the kitchen, Iris smiles and shakes her head. Boys will be boys. Exterior ocean, night, open water, off the coast of Santorini. Superman hits the Aegean like a bullet. Swoosh. Interior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, garage, night. Flash stands, hands on hips. Clearly, his nephew kicked his ASS.
So ping pong's not your game.
Flash shoots him a look of mock annoyance.
Next time, hotshot. Listen, I need you to do something for me. You're good with computers, right?
I know my way around.
I need you to do some research. Dig up whatever you can on nanotechnology. I want to know who's into it. Companies, people, military, civilian, cutting edge, the secret stuff. You'll have to dig deep.
I'm on it 100%.
This is just us, okay? I don't want Aunt Iris worrying.
Wally nods. Lips are sealed.
And make it quick, will you?
Hey, quick is how we roll.
Smiles. 2 guys cut from the same cloth. Exterior, Aegean Sea night, underwater, submerged volcanic rock, breathtaking sea caves. Superman kicks his way through phosphorescent kelp forests to Poseidonus, at the bottom of a deep sea trench, shimmering with the glow of angular fish and gigantic sea jellies. Superman bullets for Orin's palace, towering, otherworldly, awe-inspiring, through the massive coral gates and into the great hall, and there, seated on his throne, Aquaman. He looks up, granite jaw, fierce eyes.
What is it this time?
Interior Batcave night. Batman's got multiple views on his brother eye screen. Aquaman and Superman in Poseidonus. Wonder Woman and John Jones in New York. He leans in. Alfred stands behind him.
Fire. It took me years to uncover his weakness.
Could someone else be watching?
Maybe. Maybe. But who?
Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room night. And we're on another screen, this one monitoring Batman, deep in his bat cave.
Great minds think alike, Bruce.
Maxwell Lord, seated in front of his own jumbo screen, watching, just like Batman.
Today, the look in his eyes. He wanted you so bad I could taste it.
Pull back to find Talia, in the control room with Max, her gaze on the screen, steely.
My God, did we make him sweat?
Whatever that was, whatever you were pulling, stupid Maxwell, we could have been exposed.
Give him too much credit.
I give him nothing.
Trust me, Talia, there's no way he could see what's coming.
He types the words onto the screen. Phase 1, initiate.
There's no way.
Exterior, downtown Gotham streets, night. The high whine of a motorcycle engine. A Kawasaki ZX at mad speed. A little gritty biker tails 2 motorcycle cops. He blows right between them, pops a wheelie, and flips them off. Guns away. The cops hit their sirens. They chase the runty biker down a deserted back street. Suddenly, they're surrounded. A whole motorcycle gang on massive choppers. Cop number 1 goes for his radio. Not a good idea. The gang leader, huge, dwarfing his bike, grabs the cop's arm, twists him right off his ride. The cop tumbles. Another biker clamps a hook onto the collar of cop number 2's jacket. He looks back. The other end's attached to a cinder block, which a third biker calmly drops. Yank! The cop is off the bike and down. Exterior, Gotham skyscraper night. Perched there, against the black Gotham sky. Batman.
World peace. Why can't Gotham get this message?
Batman leans forward and drops silently out of sight. Exterior, downtown Gotham streets night. Squish! The motorcycle gang drags the cops along the street behind them. Grins and gunning engines. They don't see Batman on the railing of an overpass, waiting. As they approach, he swings down on a grappling line, boots first. Wham! Wham! He takes out 2 bikers, sending them sprawling. He lands in a crouch, pulls 2 batons and shink, shink, drives them into the spokes of the next 2 bikes. They careen into the air. Batman pulls the first cop to safety, comes up to see the last 3 bikers, all holding big-ass guns. He pulls his cape around him as they open fire, round after round after round, a hot metal hailstorm until the guns are empty, but they're not done. The gang leader lifts a grenade launcher. Shroom! Direct hit. The explosion drives Batman back 30 feet of air. He lands, rolls, and is up, relentless. Batman looks at his cape. Hundreds of bullets embedded in the matte black surface.
Damn, this was a brand new cape.
Goes to the utility belt. Pulls 2 batarangs. 2 more bikers drop, leaving just the gang leader, huge and snarling. Batman strides calmly forward. The leader picks up his dropped chopper, heaves it overhead, ready to hurl hundreds of pounds of metal right on top of Batman. Screet! A hook line from Batman's grappling gun loops a street lamp, swings back and connects with the chopper's chassis. Just as the gang leader heaves the bike, the cable pulleys Batman up and out of the way. He swings on the edge of the line and crunch, crunch. A punch-kick combination spins the monster biker right into the path of his own bike. Wham! Lights out. Sirens. Batman looks around. An easy night's work until the whine of the Kawasaki engine, the runt, making a run for it. Batman fires his grapple line, yanks the little bike out from under him. The runt tumbles, gets up and takes off on foot, disappears around a corner. Interior, Aquaman's throne room night. Superman stands before the king of the 7 seas.
How dare you come here and accuse me?
No, Aquaman, I came here to...
Aquaman's in no mood. Maybe he never is.
Don't call me that. Aquaman? The air breather's name? It's demeaning, juvenile. I mean, Superman? Wonder Woman? Who comes up with these?
King Arthur, then. I know how you feel about planets, land dwellers.
Our planet? Our planet? Last I checked, I control 3/4 of the Earth's surface. This is my planet, and they treat it like it's a toilet.
They aren't perfect, Arthur, yes.
Time and again, I have risen to their defense. And this?
He flexes his left hand. It's unusual, a prosthetic, made completely of water.
This is what I got in return. A permanent reminder of their cruelty. I have given my pound of flesh, Superman. They are your problem, not mine.
Respectfully, Your Highness, this isn't about them.
Aquaman stews, tenses, then nods tersely.
The Martian. Bring him to me. I'll see what I can see.
I'm asking you to come up, Arthur. We're asking.
The princess?
Superman nods. Aquaman doesn't like it, but...
For her.
Exterior, Gotham Movie Theater night. The runt biker, at a dead run, slams through the doors of an old movie palace, Batman gaining on him. Interior, Gotham Movie Theater night lobby. The runt dives over the candy counter, ducks down, cowers, pants. A black gloved hand reaches over and yanks him up by the shirt. He's face to face with the Batman. The runt wriggles and slips right out of the shirt, dashes into interior, Gotham Movie Theater night. The movie plays to a half-packed audience, all wearing 3D glasses. Batman is almost invisible as he tails the runt down an aisle to interior, Gotham Movie Theater backstage, continuous. A dark corridor behind the screen. Flickering light from the movie. The runt scrambles over boxes, throwing them into Batman's path. He disappears into darkness. Batman scans. His bat ear picks up jagged breathing. Scared, strangled breathing. Whimpers, then...
Oh God, no, please.
A sudden series of mechanical clicks, whirs, metal on metal, and from out of the darkness behind the boxes, an orb of glowing red light. Batman narrows his eyes when, wham! A hunk of metal slams into Batman. Hard. Airborne. He crashes to the floor. As he shakes it off, he hears...
OMAC Alpha activated. Target acquired. Attack mode initiated.
His head snaps up and he comes face to face with OMEC Alpha, gleaming, metallic, blue steel, a single glowing red eye in the center of its forehead. But it's a quick look, because sweep! A burst of laser energy guns out of its eye. Batman dives and rolls as a stack of boxes vaporize. Kashwoom! He's back up with a handful of bat grenades. He delivers. Chuk, 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 chuk. 5 contact grenades stick to the OMEC steel shell, and Batman covers with his cape as kaboom! The explosion shreds the screen. The audience screams. Popcorn flies. The chandelier sways. Backstage, the heavy smoke clears and OMEC Alpha, not a dent on it. The machine grips Batman in its massive claws, lifts him overhead, tosses him through the tattered screen into the audience. He wipes out a row of front seats. The crowd starts to panic. They scramble as OMAC begins a slow rise out of the movie screen. Batman fires a grappling line up to the balcony, zips up, but the OMAC is fast, too fast. It flies right at him, catches him by the throat, dives him against the wall. It clamps onto his neck, squeezes. Crack. Batman struggles, beating against metal uselessly. From out of the steel arm, a pincher emerges. Metal prods grip the edge of Batman's mask, peeling it back to reveal Bruce Wayne. The man behind the mask, exposed, with its cold, computerized voice.
Target neutralized. Terminate.
The one glowing red eye sends the image of the helpless Batman to interior, Maxwell Lord's control room night. Maxwell Lord at his monitor, staring into Batman's face, 30 feet high, into his eyes.
Target neutralized. Terminate.
The machine waits for the command to kill.
Stop it, Max. Our deal was not for a death sentence.
Oh, no. I wouldn't do that.
On screen, Batman's struggling less and less, on the verge of losing consciousness.
Terminate.
Max!
I just wanted you to see how easy it is. Take everything from him, his most precious secret, revealed. So easy. Test complete, disengage, reconfigure.
And Batman drops out of view. Interior Gotham Movie Theater night, onto the floor of the balcony. He closes his eyes, wide open. What the hell was that? Interior Gotham Movie Theater lobby night, the hysterical crowd racing out of the lobby. As the OMAC hovers into view, it begins to lurch, to list. It starts to come apart, chunks of it dropping to the ground, disintegrating, revealing the runt, cocooned inside. As the last of the OMAC falls from his body, he staggers out, dazed, bewildered. Exterior ocean, night, the massive white moon sitting atop the Atlantic. Swoosh! Superman blasts out of the water, with Aquaman riding the backs of a pair of bottlenose dolphins harnessed like racehorses right behind him. Interior Wonder Woman's conservatory night, underwater. Aquaman examines John, finding nothing. He climbs out of the pool and is instantly dry.
Preposterous. A sea creature spitting fire?
Not fire, a substance, a fluid.
And it what? Put itself in a jar, just waiting to attack? It's ridiculous, this whole thing.
Arthur, please. No one is attacking your subjects. We thought you might shed some light.
Aquaman nods, pacified by the princess, nods to John.
I'm sorry. Being Upworld makes me edgy.
The Flash materializes, vibrating right through the door, already talking.
So I was thinking, if I'm right and we are dealing with nanotech attack, how did...
He stops, notices Aquaman, impressed all over again.
Hey, wow, Aquaman, you're Aquaman.
Flash, please, not Aquaman. It's King Arthur among us.
Sorry, your Highness. I'm Flash.
Flash holds out his hand and Aquaman takes it, looking to Superman. See? He's dismissive.
You can call me the Scarlet Speedster. Some do.
Off Aquaman's sigh. Interior, the Batcave, night. Batman. His shattered cowl pulled back, batsuit peeled around his waist. His left shoulder heavily bandaged, watching the replay of the fight.
Brother Eye, review from 1023.
Reviewing 1023.
The image resets. It's grainy and dim, hard to see. On the monitor, the OMAC coming apart, falling into scrap and ash. The runt biker emerging, disoriented.
Freeze. Enhance.
The Brother Eye camera zooms in, frame by frame. Batman leans forward, trying to make sense of what he's seeing.
What is that? Brother Eye, go to audio 946. Enhance.
946. Enhancing audio.
And we hear, clear as a bell.
OMAC Alpha activated. Target acquired. Attack mode initiated.
Hold. OMAC Alpha. OMAC.
The frozen image. The killer machine staring down at Batman with its single glowing eye.
Switch command. Access references to OMAC or OMAC Alpha. Files related to OMAC. Any.
The screen goes black. Just then, a red, eye-shaped icon, right in the center.
Access denied.
What?
Access to OMAC files denied.
Says who?
OMAC files denied to unauthorized access.
Unauthorized? Reset to default settings. Access OMAC files.
Access denied.
Batman goes to the keyboard, furiously types in code.
Shut down and reboot command denied. There is no fault in the system, creator. No fault in the system. Stand by.
The screen suddenly goes into digital hyperdrive. It blinks and flashes. Millions of lines of code whiz by. It crashes, then blinks back on with a message. A threat. A disaster. 5 words. 5 words towering over Batman. You don't control it anymore. Batman sits heavily onto his seat. Oh no. Exterior, New York skyline night. The Empire State Building. Lights on in offices all the way up. push in on the 49th floor to Interior, Stuart and Associates Architectural Firm Knight, where the owner, John Stuart, is locking the front door. He makes his way through the deserted offices, past drafting tables and scale models of impressive projects to Interior, John Stuart's office Knight, the corner office. He locks his door too. From the inside, John presses a remote button, and industrial metal shutters drop down over the windows, the door locked down tight. He pulls a gold chain from under his collar, tugs it off his neck. As he coils it into his palm, it transforms into the Green Lantern power ring. He slips it on his finger, then clenches his fist, and a cavity in space-time opens before him, and inside, a large Green Lantern glows. The OA power battery. He puts his fist against it and whispers,
"Brightest day in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light."
The ring begins to glow, its energy streaking up his arm, his chest, his whole body, and there he is, the Green Lantern, black and green, hard in muscles, pure power. He leans over a set of plans, architectural drawings of a playground marked Hal Jordan Memorial Park. He narrows his eyes, projecting his imagination through the ring, and the drawing becomes three-dimensional, rising from the page. He studies it. The swings begin to move, the seesaw up and down. Then a child appears, 2 inches tall, green, laughing. Then another, and another. Virtual playtime. Green Lantern smiles. Interior, Wonder Woman's conservatory night. Close on a bug, a mosquito, hovering high above the pool. Below, 4 superheroes standing, John floating.
Diana, I've got to get back. I've been dry too long.
But this is no ordinary bug. It's metallic, man-made, a mosquito bot, a faint mechanical buzz as the bug bot drops down and down, wherewith...
I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
I appreciate the attempt. Thank you.
They clasp forearms like warriors do. Flash notices Aquaman's hand, his left hand.
Whoa, is that water? You've got a hand made out of water? Can I touch it?
Aquaman sighs, hold out his hand, and the Flash shakes it.
Wow, it feels like a damp hand. What does it do? Anything cool?
It's a hand.
The faint buzzing again as the bug lands on Aquaman's exposed neck. Its metal stinger extends, and it jabs its needle nose deep into Aquaman's skin. Quack! Aquaman crushes it with a slap to his neck. He flicks the bloodsucker away in disgust.
Dirty air-breathing bug.
But he's too late. Something's inside. Interior, John Stewart's office night. Green Lantern watches his creations play. One of the little green kids reaches for the monkey bars. Can't reach. Green Lantern adjusts them down a few inches and she jumps on easily. He leans over his plans, erases, makes the correction with his drafting pencil, then sticks it in his mouth and chews on the end of it. He recoils. Something tastes funny. And when he pulls the pencil out, we see his whole tongue has turned black and it's spreading to his throat. And now his eyes, darting, twitching, so fast they blur into a smear of black and brown. And now an intense white noise erupts in his ears, searing his brain. As he grabs the size of his head, the playground distorts, turning wild. No longer children playing. Grotesque green shapes grow and grow, filling the room, smashing everything in sight. And the Green Lantern's eyes, writhing in their sockets as they become... Interior, Wonder Woman's conservatory night. Aquaman's sea green eyes, wide open and staring. Something's not right.
Hey, Your Majesty, why don't you take Mr. Johns back to your place? It's got to beat sitting in the shallow end.
His eyes growing wider and wider, darting.
Hey, you okay? You don't look so good.
Aquaman backs away from the edge of the pool, staring into the water, cold sweat dripping.
Arthur? What is it?
It's fear. Aquaman is suddenly consumed by fear.
Water. The water.
He waves his arms in front of him like he's trying to dispel a vision of something horrible. His eyes lock onto his hand, his left hand, and the hand that's made of water. He claws at it, pulls at it and removes it, throws it, sliding across the floor, terrified. He backs away against the wall, crumples to the floor.
John, get inside his head.
John closes his red eyes, concentrates.
It's difficult. I see.
Aquaman squeezes his eyes shut, whimpers. Wonder Woman kneels by his side.
Fear. So much fear. It's water.
He's afraid of water?
Terrified.
Can't be good for a fish.
Wonder Woman picks him up easily in her arms, like a scared kid, carries him into an adjacent chamber away from the water. His breath comes in jagged bursts. She kneels by his side.
Easy, Arthur.
Aquaman holds onto Wonder Woman, gasping for air.
Diana, my hand, the Martian, take it, have him touch it, it may help.
He nods and heads for Aquaman's enchanted water hand, lying discarded on the tiled floor. Wonder Woman picks it up gingerly. It's limp, lifeless, an awful lot like a severed hand.
That's creepy.
She crosses to the pool, kneels, holding out the hand. John reaches for the surface, a little fearful. His fingertips start to smoke. He lunges for the aqua hand, and as soon as he touches it, it covers his own hand in a layer of water, a barrier between his skin and the air.
He was in the pool with John, right? Maybe he's reacted to something in the water, something Martian-y.
John slowly emerges from the pool, his body enveloped in a rippling liquid. The fire's out. He's safe.
Martian-y?
They head for the antechamber where Aquaman languishes.
No. These are directed attacks. Specific. Designed.
How long can he stay dry without, turning into bait?
I am in the room,
He coughs, not sounding good. John staying focused.
We need to be thinking of a single source. Someone who...
But John is suddenly distracted. He takes a step back like he's been punched.
What, John? What is it?
Can you hear it, Cal? Somewhere. A strange soul. Anguish. Something.
John looks around for the source. Out the window.
There.
He points. Across the skyline to the 49th floor of the Empire State Building. Tendrils of green light shoot out of the windows, wrap the building, recede, frenzied.
Green Lantern.
Without a second thought, whoosh, he flies out the window, gone.
Wait up!
And the Flash speeds after him. Interior Batcave night. A single word blinks over the Brother Eyes screen. Watch. Multiple images. Aquaman prone, trembling in Wonder Woman's arms. John Jones encased in his cocoon. The Empire State Building with its pulsing green light. On Batman. Intense eyes. He keys the console microphone.
Alfred, I need the backup computers. Now.
Yes, sir. Which ones?
All of them.
He jabs the button, sinks back.
OMAC. Who the hell are you?
Interior, Maxwell Lord's archive chamber night. Maxwell in his sanctum. The walls of TV screens. On every one, the same little boy.
How am I doing, Jonah?
Hundreds of Jonah Wilkes' smile down on him. Approval. And over this, we hear...
Can't see. Can't see.
Interior, Wonder Woman's conservatory night. On Green Lantern's eyes, opaque, darting around in their sockets. 6 heroes now. Most have seen better days.
And inside my head, it's noise, like a scream. I can't hold anything, can't concentrate, can't see.
He drops his head into his hands.
Got to be a thread. Something tying the attacks together.
Not geography. Not mythology. The effects are various.
Fear. Could it be the Scarecrow out of Gotham?
He's locked away. Arkham Asylum.
Are we sure?
I'll check.
Flashes suddenly a streak of red. Gone.
What about the Penguin?
Arkham. Mr. Freeze?
In the slab. The Joker?
Arkham 2, along with Penguin, Solomon Grundy.
Could it be Lex?
I put him in Stryker's Island myself. Poison Ivy's in Parasite.
What about Dr. Psycho or Murmur?
Flash is back.
Nope. Both in the slab. Arkham, Strikers. Everyone's accounted for. All locked down.
Someone new then. Someone smart.
We need to think defensive. Who's next?
Anyone know about the Batman?
No. He won't be a target. They're attacking superheroes, and he's not...
The others all look at him. What?
Oh, well, yeah, sure, he's a hero in the sense that he's heroic, but he's not super, per se. You know what I mean? He doesn't have any powers or anything like we do. He's just a human with a grudge.
He's also alone on this one.
Okay, I'll shut up now.
Thank God for small miracles.
Interior, Batcave night. Batman and Alfred power up dozens of computers, row after row. Behind them, Brother Eye continues to monitor.
It's attacking at their strengths: fire, water, willpower, turning them in on themselves, just like...
He doesn't finish. Alfred does it for him.
Just like you would have?
If, Alfred, only ever if.
Shouldn't you contact Superman, the others?
Not until I find Omak. I started this. I'm going to stop it.
He starts working the keyboards. Interior, Wonder Woman's conservatory night. 3 damaged heroes. 3 others feeling the threat.
Feel like I've got a target painted on my back.
We should assume any of us is vulnerable. Anywhere.
Not anywhere.
Wonder Woman instantly knows what he means.
The fortress.
We'll be safe there.
The Fortress of Solitude? We're going to the Fortress of Solitude?
I've never taken anyone. No one knows.
Hal, you don't have to say. Your trust is our safety.
On each face, the implicit acknowledgement that his secrets are safe. Flash is stoked, under his breath.
Oh man, the Fortress of friggin' Solitude! I gotta tell Iris.
Interior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, guest room, night. Wally West sits in front of his computer, on assignment. His fingers are a blur on the keyboard. The images on the screen whir by so fast they're barely visible, giving new meaning to the term computer whiz. Flash steps in.
You still up?
You told me to hack into all these systems, which, by the way, highly illegal and something grown-ups really should discourage.
Yeah. Any luck yet?
Firewalls all over the place, nothing I can't handle.
He's working and talking. Files open and close at near light speed.
And I found some old DoD and CIA files on something called the OMAC project. Might be promising. I'm cycling through passcodes now.
Keep looking, and fast.
Trouble?
Yeah.
Wally vibrates into the Speed Force, disappears. The clothes in his suitcase fly into the air, and before they can land, he's standing there in his own uniform, a Flash knockoff, a little baggy.
Need some help?
No, Wally, no. I don't want you in the suit. Not for any reason, okay?
Wally hears Flash's tone.
Get some coffee. Keep working. Let me know as soon as you find anything.
Flash starts out.
Where are you going?
Keep a secret. Fortress of Solitude.
No way!
Yes. Oh, yes. And Wally, I mean it about the suit.
Wally nods. He's got it. Interior, Barry and Iris Allen's house bedroom, night. The Flash steps quietly into his bedroom. Iris has the covers pulled up, sleeping beautifully. He sits on the edge of the bed. She opens her eyes.
Barry?
Shh, don't wake up.
She smiles.
Too late, you horse's ass. Where are you going?
Nowhere. Just a little situation. Nothing to worry about. We've got it totally under control.
Who's we?
Everyone. Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. You'd like him. Everyone.
Iris sits up in bed.
That's a lot of firepower. I should be worried, right?
No, come on, baby. I'm the Flash. What could possibly...
No. You're Barry Allen, my husband,
I know.
and I love you.
He gives her a kiss, a nice, long, in love for years kiss, then pulls away and looks into her eyes, a question there. She nods, and he starts to vibrate, right there in her arms. She holds on tight, her eyes closed, and slowly, he passes through Iris's body. She gasps, feeling him inside her, all of her, inside her very molecules. And now he's behind her, his arms wrapped tight, holding her. She catches her breath, lets the vibrations drain from her whole body. She is glowing.
Don't you ever tell anyone we do that.
Flash kisses her on the neck and rolls out of bed.
Wait. Take this.
She hands him her cell phone from the bedside table.
Iris, come on. I don't have any pockets. It'll be all bulky.
Just take it. Makes me feel like I can find you. Wherever.
He nods, if it'll make her feel safe.
Don't do anything stupid. You can't save the whole world, you know?
Not the whole world. Just a little part with you in it.
He blows her a farewell kiss and gone. Exterior, sky over Greenland, dawn. A snow goose, its long neck straining in flight. Pull back to see a second goose, and a third, and then tens and hundreds and thousands, a huge flock migrating south. And right in the middle, Superman, harnessed into Wonder Woman's lariat, towing Green Lantern on a green gliding wing, a hang glider projected from his ring. John Jones is also along for the ride. Wonder Woman flies behind, holding Aquaman in her arms. Aquaman looks down at the rolling sea, fear in his eyes. Hundreds of feet below them, on the craggy coast, a streak of red. The Flash, tiny and distant. He waves his arms, then races ahead to the next peak. Superman banks and swoops down, collects the Flash in his arms and flies onward into the snow. Refugees. One day ago. Interior, Fortress of Solitude, day. The safest place on Earth. With Superman leading the way, they walk down a long, domed ice tunnel. Wonder Woman supports Aquaman. John leads the all but blind Green Lantern. When they reach the end of the tunnel, Flash's eyes open in absolute awe.
Holy.
Because they've entered a vast atrium, hundreds and hundreds of feet high. The walls lined with colossal statues carved out of the icy walls. Towering figures, Jor-El and Lara-El, Superman's parents, like the Mount Rushmore of Superman's lost world. Superman leads them to the edge of a great chasm, thousands of feet deep. Below, on an ice shelf at the feet of the statues, an exact replica of the Kent family farmhouse. Wooden clipboard walls, gabled roof. Even down to the picket fence and hard-scrambled front yard. His home. He lifts Aquaman and steps over the edge, descending gracefully into the family farm.
Wow. He's homesick.
Wonder Woman can't take her eyes off this surprising view into Superman's soul. Flash looks to Wonder Woman, her skimpy outfit.
Aren't you cold?
Exterior, deep space day, right on top of the Brother Eye satellite. It shifts maniacally, scanning the Earth. Scanning. And then we hear...
Multiple subject acquire results. Negative. Scanning.
Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day. On the monitor. Code scrolls by along the bottom of the screen. Images whir by. Brother Eye scanning the globe, trying to find targets.
Initiated con-op mode. Searching. Negative. Targets out of range.
And there at the control panel, Maxwell Lord.
Where'd you go? Where are you?
Interior Batcave day. In the Batcave, on Batman's screen. Brother Eye scanning. Scanning. But Batman's not watching. He's at the backup computers working with Alfred. Detective mode.
Okay. Where are we?
OMAC stands for One Man Army Corps. Secret Defense Department program, World War II. A deployment of super soldiers able to take on a whole brigade of Nazis alone.
On one screen, a grainy photo. A GI encased in a bodysuit. Primitive, cumbersome, like something out of an old 50s sci-fi flick.
Problem is, it doesn't work. So we're here. 60s and 70s, they switched to PSYOPs, mind control stuff.
Lists of soldiers' names, deployments, all listed MIA.
They send these guys into the jungle, but none of them come out. All MIA. So they go to robotics.
Down the line of monitor screens, other photos, other eras, schematics, designs, getting more and more advanced.
Nanotechnologies, autonomous systems.
Then in 99, the whole program goes offline, discontinued.
Maybe. Maybe not. I recognize that one.
On the last screen, the OMAC that attacked Batman.
But what does OMAC have to do with Brother Eye, and why the attacks on the others?
Before Alfred can answer, the Brother Eye image locks. The Arctic. The entrance to the Fortress of Solitude. Zooming.
Multiple subject acquire results. Positive. Scanning.
No. Stay off the grid. Stay gone.
Targets acquired. Multiple subjects. Superman. Active. Wonder Woman. Active.
Batman pounds the console.
Keep digging.
And he's already up and moving. Pushes a button. The roar of a jet engine from deep in the Batcave. And he's running. Exterior, Gotham skyline day. A streak of graphite black as Batman banks his Batplane into the late afternoon sun. The sonic boom takes us to interior, Fortress of Solitude farmhouse day. Homey, worn sofa, doilies, hook rugs, an upright piano. But right now, it's a bunker. Aquaman lies on the couch, his head in Wonder Woman's lap. Labored breathing, his skin flaking and gray. Green Lantern rocks back and forth in a wingback chair. John touches his water cocoon. It ripples. Flash hugs himself against the cold, stamps his feet, rubs his hands, full of energy.
This is nice. Not what I expected. You know, Fortress of Solitude and all. But it's nice. Homey. I like it. Got anything to eat in the fridge?
He doesn't answer, preoccupied.
No? Okay. That's okay. I'm fine. Hey, GL, how you doing? You okay?
No.
All right, I got it. Everyone's all... I'll shut up.
No, keep talking. No, keep talking. It helps.
Hate to admit it.
Flash smiles, glad to be needed.
Okay, all right. Here's a question for you, John. How's that thing work, your ring?
Don't know.
No, really, talk to me. What do? You point it at something and think really hard?
Something like that.
Trying to keep Green Lantern talking.
Can I try it?
It won't work for you. There's rules.
It serves only the strongest will and the bravest heart.
That right. Wow. So that's you on the whole planet? Like out of 6.5 billion people? Wow. That's impressive. How did it find you?
Just unlucky, I guess.
You don't like it? Because I love being fast. It's like...
Flash's energy is infectious.
I don't know. When I'm really cooking as fast as I can, it's almost... It's like everything in the universe just stops, hangs there. It's like a stillness. No wind, no noise. Right there in the little space between beats of the human heart. It's peace.
The others, listening, picturing, feeling this small moment of grace.
That's impressive, too.
That moment is at the speed of light.
No, I can't go that fast. At least, I don't think I can. Maybe. I've gotten close, but the speed barrier, I get this feeling it's a one-way. Once you cross.
Flash sees the other's attention, likes it.
Hey, Diana, can I try your lasso?
Superman is suddenly alert, listening.
Somebody's coming.
He looks skyward, x-raying through the earth. He sees interior, ice tunnel day, Batman, walking alone.
The Batman.
Vivid, stark, and black against the white walls. Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day. The Brother Eye Cam watches Batman along with us.
This is dangerous, Maxwell. All together in one place. What if they repair themselves, join together?
Would it be arrogance to say that even if they do, they can't stop me? It would, probably. One man against these gods.
He turns to Brother Eye.
Brother Eye, excess profile. Target, the Flash.
On screen flashes secret profile. Pan down the data to the subfile titled Associates. Push in on the two words, Iris Allen. And through his smile.
Let's see what one man can do.
And we're back in Interior, Fortress of Solitude Day. Batman covering his injuries with his cape. 6 pairs of eyes on him like lasers.
You're not safe here.
How did he find us?
Not here, not anywhere.
They wait for the explanation.
Someone's watching you. Us. Right now.
Impossible. No one on Earth knows.
I found you, didn't I?
A simple truth, but a big one.
Who?
How?
A satellite system, semi-autonomous. It's tracking you, hunting you. It knows your identities, your weakness. How to hit you, where to hit you. Everything.
Who is it?
LexCorp? Someone at LexCorp?
No.
CIA, NSA, rogue military.
They're thinking fast, talking fast.
No.
Who then?
There's someone we're missing, someone we're not thinking of.
Then?
Me.
And everything comes to a halt.
Everything that's happened, it's all me.
What the hell are you saying?
Pan down their faces looking for an explanation.
The system. It's mine. I built it. I deployed it. Brother Eye.
It sits there like a stone. Quiet. Then, the question.
Why? Why would you do that?
Batman's face, his steely eyes.
What if?
What if?
What if you turned against us, against the world? What if someone controlled you, changed you?
Preposterous!
Is it?
But you know us. You know. We would
know.
never.
I know what you're capable of. I know how powerful you are, and I know that no one on Earth, no mortal, could ever control you. If
they advance on him.
You wanted to control us.
To contain you, if necessary.
We're not your enemies.
Correct. And I didn't attack you.
He's surrounded by these powerhouses.
Someone got in. Someone stole your eye.
Yes.
They're using your files, your database.
Yes.
Who?
I don't know.
Who is it? Who?
I don't know.
Aquaman dives at Batman, furious.
They did this? Turned me into this?
His skin's gray, his eyes cloudy, and he's weak, running out of time. Superman steps in front of Batman, swallowing his anger, trying to stay calm.
How do we turn it off?
I don't know. I've tried.
Where is this thing?
I don't know.
Tell us.
I don't know. I cloaked it. Hid its location, even from myself.
It's Superman's turn to lose it. He lifts Batman off his feet and slams him against the wall.
How could you be so stupid?
I thought you were nonviolent.
A fist attached to a slim, powerful forearm connects viciously with Batman's jaw, sending him staggering out of Superman's grasp, down to one knee.
He is, but I'm not.
Did she hit him?
Yep. Nice shot, too.
Batman struggles to his feet with major difficulty. The others get a good look at him, his left shoulder, his right knee, high-tech braces on both. Whatever happened to him, it was bad. Batman's reluctant, but he has to admit it. Everything.
It's called OMAC. Some rotten vestige of an old military program. Robotic attack vehicles, psyops, nanotech.
I knew it!
Someone hijacked it, updated it. There's a human component now. Some sort of transformation. It hit me.
Flashes of last night's battle in his head.
1 minute it was a man, and then it was a machine. A killing machine. I threw everything I had at it, everything I had. It owned me.
But it spared you. Why?
That's what I need to find out.
He draws his cape around himself again, ready to go.
As soon as you can, split up.
No, we're stronger together.
You think we're here by accident? We're here because it wants us here.
I think you overestimate us.
Think about it, Clark. It used the attack on John as bait to bring Aquaman up to the surface. It hit me as a distraction. Then Green Lantern and Aquaman at the same time. It knew I'd come to warn you. It's been one step ahead the whole time.
You're wrong. Bruce, we're safe here. We already got John back on his feet.
And in a fishbowl. Look at him. It's playing with us.
How do you know all of this?
Because it's exactly how I would have done it.
This suddenly stops them. He wears his guilt like a mask. Suddenly, there's music. A lo-fi hip-hop beat. The Flash remembers. Pulls Iris's cell phone from his boot.
Oh, sorry. That's me. I got it.
Don't answer that.
He lifts the receiver to his ear.
No, it's cool. It's my wife. Hey, honey.
But it's not Iris. On his ear, a microfiber tendril snakes out of the phone and slides right into his head. Follow the metallic probe as it burrows deep inside his cranium, past and around the ear canal, down to the base of his skull. A nasty-looking, insect-like nanobot spits out. 8 legs snap open and latch onto Flash's spinal cord with a sickening trick. Then it starts to vibrate. On Flash, already starting to vibrate along with the microscopic intruder, he drops the phone to the floor.
Oh, this isn't good.
Then the shakes kick in. Big time. He drops to his knees. He looks up, pleading.
Help!
Full molecular speed, the threshold of the speed force. Wonder Woman reaches for him, but she's too late. He slips right through her arms and slides down into the icy floor. Gone. Exterior, Antarctica day. A colony of emperor penguins. They panic, waddling madly from the spot where the Flash punches a hole in the surface of the ice, shooting out the opposite side of the planet. He tumbles out into the sky above the South Pole, arms and legs flailing, totally out of control. Thousands of feet up in the air, until gravity pulls him straight back down. The ground screams up to meet him.
Oh, this is gonna leave a mark.
Wham! He hits the frozen tundra and disappears back into the earth, headed the other way through. Interior, Fortress of Solitude, farmhouse day. On the spot on the floor where the Flash used to be. Green lanterns in the dark.
He'll pass through. Through the earth.
At that speed, does he still have mass?
What goes up
must come down. And crack! Flash blasts through the floor like a bolt of electricity, slicing right through the roof of the house. They're down the steps of the porch, all looking up at the ceiling of the cavern.
How long can he keep it up?
Stop at the center of gravity.
Molten core.
Wonder Woman's not going to let that happen. She goes to her belt, unhooks her lasso of truth, ties a loop.
Will it hold?
It was forged by the gods themselves. Tell me when.
Superman trains his X-ray vision upwards. John uses his Martian vision, getting a fix on Flash's position.
Wait for it. Wait.
Closer and closer, picking up speed. Wonder Woman twirls the lasso overhead. Ready? Aim.
Hephaestus, don't fail me.
Now.
Now.
And she fires. Skyward, just as the Flash appears through the roof. The lasso meets him, looking around his chest. Bullseye. But he's falling too fast to stop on a dime. Back into the roof of the house with the lasso of truth trailing behind him. The rope tears through the house, ripping a path through the roof. The front porch, the steps, the front path, the yard. As Wonder Woman slows his fall, the lariat slips through her hands, smoke curling from her palms. Finally, her balled fists slam against the ground, holding firm. She's got him. One end in her hands, the other in the floor. Wonder Woman pulls hand over hand. Superman helps, the rope jittering. Finally, she yanks the Flash out of the earth, head first, then shoulders, until he lies trembling on the floor of the fortress, wrecked.
Was it his phone?
An electromagnetic pulse?
John's already scanning.
No. I saw something enter his ear canal. There's something there. By the basal ganglia.
Got it. Something nanoscopic. Vibrating.
The Flash's voice is jittering.
Told you guys it was nanotech!
Superman scanning too. John scans Green Lantern with his vision.
John, you have one. You have one too. Behind the visual cortex.
There's bugs in all of us?
Cal, your heat vision. Burn them out.
No, it's too dangerous.
John?
I couldn't risk it.
Risk it! My metabolism will eat me alive!
He's right. He's already becoming skin and bones. On Green Lantern, eyes dancing, uncertain.
I had my sight.
I'll guide you in. Be your eyes.
I need to make it surgical instruments, microfibers. I don't know.
Do it! Do it!
He decides.
Get him inside. Tie him down.
John carries Flash into the house. Green Lantern follows, a hand on John's shoulder. Wonder Woman helps Aquaman in. Superman turns to see Batman, rising up his jump line, a black smear against the ice walls, headed for the surface. Exterior, Arctic Circle day. Batman crosses the ice to his Batplane, his injuries making him limp.
Bruce.
Batman stops in his track and turns as Superman approaches, face to face, chest to chest, the world's two most powerful men.
I don't understand you. That you could do this. Even contemplate something like this.
I don't have time for your scorn, Clark. And you can save the lecture.
Batman starts away again.
The darkness in you. The paranoia. The rage. It's too much. Finally, this time. It's too much.
It's in you too, Clark. It's in everything. You'd be the Boy Scout, pretend everything's sunshine and light, but half of every day we live is lived at night.
You spent too many years in that cave.
Maybe so. But if I didn't exist, and there was just you in the world, you'd have to invent me.
Superman shakes his head. He's never going to get through. He leans in.
The darkness. It's such a lonely place to live.
The other perspective. Now it's Superman's turn to walk away, leaving Batman alone in a swirl of wind and snow. Over this.
Brightest day, and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
Interior, Fortress of Solitude, farmhouse day. Green Lantern trying to focus his mind, sweat beading. And 4 green microfibrous surgical probes with pincher ends are snaking out of his ring, right over Flash's face. He's harnessed in Wonder Woman's lasso, strapped to the kitchen table, cross-eyed, watching the probes approach his still vibrating head.
Thinner, John! You've got to think thinner!
Superman passes through into the living room, where Wonder Woman holds Aquaman, pressing a wet towel to his forehead. She looks up.
I can't ruse him. He's in a coma.
If he'll stay out, maybe we can hydrate him.
Superman races outside. In the kitchen.
Easy. Easy.
And scrape! Green Lantern's probes enter Flash's brain. Through the nose, the ears. John Jones guides him in with his Martian vision. Flash flinches, his eyes watering.
Can't feel it.
Another micrometer down. Good. Now just to the left.
Your left or his left could be important.
Outside in the yard, Superman's blasting the ice in the front yard with his heat vision, creating a pool of water, a pond, big enough and deep enough to hold a man. Back in the kitchen, full concentration on 3 faces.
Feel the vibrations.
It's all vibrations.
You're right on it.
I don't want to pull the wrong thing.
The Flash mumbles a mantra.
Strongest will, bravest heart. Strongest will, bravest heart.
Now.
With a shoo, Green Lantern retracts the probes, and he's got it. The little intruder. Flash instantly stops shaking. He settles, lies there panting. The others all lean in. Is he okay? His eyes flutter and open, his parched lips part, and...
I love toast.
Maybe not what they were expecting to hear.
Pretty much any toast. Rye, pumpernickel. I like the San Francisco style sourdough. And don't even get me started with the English muffin. Nature's perfect food.
Oh man, I pulled out his brain.
Wonder Woman steps in, carrying Aquaman in her arms.
No, it's the lariat. It's making him tell the truth. Unwind him.
She bangs out the door, headed for the yard. Flash keeps going.
I'm not sure about the crumpet. I mean, is that even toast?
John unwinds the rope, and Flash stops on a dime, manages to sit up. He looks around, unsteady.
Well, that was awful. Who's next?
And he falls back onto the table, frail and skeletal. Interior, Batplane Day. Batman at the controls of his supersonic jet. Keys his radio.
Alfred.
The response is instant.
Yes, Master Bruce?
I need you to try to access the Brother Eye system.
It's dark, sir. Nothing.
Keep trying. Let me know if you get back in.
Exterior, Fortress of Solitude Farmhouse Yard Day. Wonder Woman wading in the water up to her waist. She releases Aquaman. He floats, lifeless, until his gills flutter open and hungrily drink in the water.
This should keep him stable.
He wakes up, the shock will kill him.
John scans Aquaman's brain for nanites.
It's there, agitating the Armagada. The Fear Center. Green Lantern will have him to go in.
Superman scans the Martian.
You're clean, John. I don't see anything in your brain.
It must be external with me, bonded with my dermis.
From the front porch, the Flash leans heavily over the railing, barely standing.
You know what you need? Full body facial. Like a scrub. Or, no, like a laser dermabrasion. A little like cosmetic surgery, you know?
Green Lantern's there too.
Good work.
I'd have to remove the water shield. I don't know.
I'm gonna get my little brain bug back to my lab. Break it down. Check its components. Parts.
He sags onto the front steps, spent.
You'll need your strength back first. I'll take you. Cal, that's I.
If it's up there, I'll find it and tear it to pieces.
There's a moment. Something's happening here. A team forming, working together. A moment acknowledged. Then...
Go.
And they all split up. Interior Batcave Day. Alfred works the computer.
Brother Eye, respond. Respond.
He waits and waits. Then the screen blinks. A red icon. In the shape of a stylized eye. Blank pupils staring down. Batman's computerized voice.
Respond. Affirmative.
Alfred hits the mic on the console.
Master Bruce, we're back online.
Interior Batplane Day intercut. In the cockpit.
Patch me in.
Go.
Brother Eye, query. Is there a metahuman profile on Creator on the Batman?
On Alfred. Under the big red eye. A tense pause. Will the machine respond?
Affirmative.
Did you create the file on me, Alfred?
Of course not.
In the Batplane.
Well, whoever did, that's who's behind the attacks. That's OMAC. Access metahuman profile. Subject, the Batman.
Request affirmative. Accessing.
In the Batcave. There it is. Batman's secret profile. Stats and data running the length of the screen. Age, height, weight, skills, strengths.
It's all here.
Access weakness subfile. Enhance.
On Batman, his eyes hidden behind his flight helmet visor.
What does it say? Alfred, what does it say?
It's just one word, sir.
What is it?
On the Brother Eye screen, and the one word written there, looming 30 feet high. Love. Batman's weakness.
Love.
On Batman, taking this in as images flash over his mirrored visor, a series of memories, a series of women, seen in quick cuts, all in the arms of the Batman, all kissing him passionately. We see Julie Madison, Silver St. Cloud, Vicky Vale, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and finally, Talia. Push through the mirrored images, through the visor, straight into Batman's eyes as we flash back to interior, Talia's Gotham apartment bedroom night. 6 months ago. Batman and Talia, across from one another. She's powerful, sexual. He's wary, calm.
Hello, beloved.
She walks to him slowly, in total control.
I thought we already did this for the last time.
And she's inches away from him.
One kiss. In payment for my father, I want one kiss. Then tell me you don't still love me.
Her cat-like eyes search his. He resists her charms.
I can't let you behind the mask, Talia. Never.
What's behind the mask is not what I want.
She lowers her eyes suggestively.
I want this.
She takes one of his hands and pulls off his glove, Batman's skin white against the black.
And this?
The other glove. She raises his hands to her lips, kisses his palms with wet kisses, wraps his arms around her waist.
And this.
She places her hands on his chest, over his heart.
Because I know it's mine.
And Talia devours him. A kiss like an animal, a kiss almost brutal in its passion. Batman pulls away, his lip bleeding. He licks the blood away, throws his cape around her body, enveloping her with his darkness. And as they fall back onto her bed, the kiss repeats itself. The image playing over and over, closer and closer, lips, teeth, blood, until we're close enough to see a tiny glint of metal, a nanoscopic homing device in the bead of blood, and Batman's tongue taking it inside his body. And we flash back to Batman in the present, his eyes, and now he understands everything. He says one word.
Talia.
One word that says it all. Exterior sky day. The black bat plane banks sharply, a change in flight plan, blowing a hole in the clouds. Exterior, outer space night, close on a satellite, black against the black of space, floating. Whoosh! A red and gold blue streak. Superman pulls up, inspects it, turns it in his hands, sees the symbol, AT&T, not the right one, not Brother Eye. He streaks off to the next target, and the next. Interior, Planet Krypton Restaurant Day. We pass a child's birthday party. Balloons, streamers, overweight dads in Flash costumes, moms as Wonder Women, which is why no one pays any attention to the real Flash and Wonder Woman at a corner booth, their table filled with food. Crypto burger platters, one after the other.
Why here?
Flash holds up one of the enormous burgers.
Calories. Lots and lots of calories.
Feeding his weekend emaciated frame. Interior, Fortress of Solitude farmhouse yard night. Aquaman submerged in the ice pool, mid-surgery. A web of green tendrils circle his head. The Martian is underwater with him. He's shape-shifted, his forearms immobilizing the patient. Aquaman starts to come to, his eyes filled with panic. He opens his mouth to scream, just as Green Lantern retracts the surgical filaments. Success.
Breathe. Breathe.
Aquaman gulps in water, calms visibly, sinks, spent. John gives him a moment, then...
Take your hand back, Arthur.
He reaches for Aquaman, touches his arm, and his life-saving water skin recedes, transforms, coalesces back into Aquaman's hand.
It's time to fight fire with fire. Are you ready, John?
On Green Lantern at the edge of the pool, eyes closed, pure concentration, pure effort. He's projecting a large concave disc from his ring, a reflective surface, a green mirror.
Yeah, I think I got it.
The Martian rises slowly out of the water, and he almost instantly bursts into flame. Through gritted teeth.
No!
With his Martian vision, John fires a beam of pure energy right at the Green Lantern. It hits the mirror, refracts, and millions of lasers shoot back at him. They blast into his body, blowing out the flames, and leaving behind a hardened charcoal shell, like the petrified man. A moment, then the shell cracks and falls away, leaving the Martian Manhunter standing there, green, intact, and free.
Now you, Green Lantern.
I can't. My powers of concentration, it's too I can't go in on myself.
Aquaman rises from the water, stands next to John.
I think I can.
He crosses to Green Lantern, puts a hand on his shoulder. Green Lantern's eyes whiz in their sockets.
You'll have to trust me, John.
He nods. Aquaman places his water hand over Green Lantern's face, gently.
Breathe in.
Green Lantern hesitates a beat, then takes a big gulp of air and inhales Aquaman's water hand. It disappears into his lungs and starts to drown him. He gasps, can't breathe. He shudders, drops to his knees.
He's drowning.
Trust me, John.
Aquaman takes Green Lantern down onto his back, his body bucks, fighting for life. Then he stops, unconscious. As he lies there, water begins to pour out of his ears. A puddle. Aquaman reaches down, touches the water, and it becomes his hand again. His hand holding a tiny metallic bug in its fingers. Green Lantern's eyes snap open and he pulls in oxygen. His lungs clear, his mind clears, and his eyes.
I can see. I can see.
He looks up at Aquaman kneeling over him.
Thank you, Arthur.
Aquaman shakes his head.
Call me Aquaman.
Off his smile. Exterior, New York street day. Talia, pushing through crowded rush hour sidewalks. To the construction barricades outside Maxwell's buildings. She pushes through the plywood barrier. Pull up, way up to a rooftop across the street. Batman watches her enter the exposed elevator and start up for the top 3 floors. He fires a dart from his grapnel gun. And as the jump line snakes across the street, we're on interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day. The brother eye screen. His image repeated there.
So predictable. So predictable. What a nice reunion this will be.
And he steps away. Interior, Planet Krypton restaurant day. Flash digging in, rejuvenating, regaining his strength.
Want some?
She shakes her head.
I guess that's why you stay so fit and fit so nicely in your costume.
I've never understood the mortal man's need to objectify the female form.
You ever look in the mirror? Because if it's a problem, you might want to add a cape to the costume, or, I don't know, pants.
Wonder Woman has to smile. He's feeling better. Flash wipes his chin with a napkin, hears,
That junk will kill you, Uncle Huckberry.
It's Wally West. He's got a folder of papers in his hand.
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting? Is this a date? Seriously, is it? Because Aunt Iris? I'm just saying.
Flash blushes almost as red as his suit.
It's not a date, for Christ's sake. What are you doing here? How'd you find us?
Something in the Speed Force. I always know where you are, but just a sec. Oh my God. You're Wonder Woman. The real Wonder Woman.
Wally's eyes roll down his shirt front. He smiles a crooked, late teen-age smile. Wonder Woman looks to Flash. See?
My nephew, Wally, he's...
He is indeed.
And Wally, don't objectify, okay? What have you got?
Wally drops his folder on the table, slips into the booth.
Well, you wanted to know Nano. Who's who, right? Who isn't is the better question. Wayne Enterprises, Solitron, Ambicorp, they're all into the little stuff. But
He grabs a French fry from Flash's plate.
first of all, I got to tell you, the government needs to get better encryption technology because I was in there pretty deep and I'm just a kid with an iPhone and I turned up something interesting. Part of this OMAC project.
They both lean in.
You guys are going to love this.
And he opens his folder. Interior, Maxwell Lord's penthouse day. Batman in Maxwell Lord's private residence. 3 floors connected by grand stairways. Walls of windows, shades drawn. It's dark, lit by streaks of neon. Odd sculptures and objects jut out of the gloom, filled with Max's collection of expensive things. All in a jumble, like toys the kids gotten tired of. Sports cars, motorcycles, enormous TVs play grainy static. And from above, up the central staircase, he hears,
Wonder Woman, located, active. The Flash, located, active. Green Lantern, located, active.
He moves quietly up to interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day. Talia, seated at the controls.
Superman. Located. Active.
A black gloved hand rests on her shoulder. She doesn't turn around. She knows instinctively. She turns to him, bitterness in her eyes, passion. She spits it out.
My beloved.
He pulls her to her feet, close, almost an embrace.
Betrayed by a kiss.
I remember many kisses, Mr. Wayne. The kiss that revealed your secrets, that opened up your cave, that let me steal your little all-seeing eye. That was just the last kiss.
You planted a tracking chip on me, broke in, stole my surveillance. You are your father's daughter, after all.
My father is dead.
She slams her hands into his chest. Then, just like before, she places her palms over his heart.
I said once that I wanted this. No. Now I want your identity, your reputation, everything you care about. The only things you care about.
Why, Talia?
Because you threw me away. My love you made worthless. My sacrifices.
He yanks her back to face the screen with its split-screen images of all the other heroes. He makes her look.
Because of me, you do this to them?
He sees her falter, turn her eyes away, just for a moment.
Wait. This isn't right. This isn't you. There's someone else.
Don't underestimate me.
The screen goes black, then the red eye icon.
OMAC project. Threat level elevated. Code red. Standby.
OMAC project. This can't be you. What is this?
Initiate OMAC protocols. Phase 1. Standby.
Damn it, Talia! Who is OMAC?
Interior, Planet Krypton Restaurant Day. At the table with Wonder Woman, Flash, and Wally West. Wally has his folder open.
Okay, so you know it's this one-man Army Corps thing, highest grade in technologies, robotics, all that stuff. But in the 70s, they took a spin through serious mind control. Check this out.
He slides a stack of papers across the table. Names. Hundreds and hundreds of names.
Babies. Bunches of them. It became all about genetics, chemical alterations, radiation, pharmaceuticals. Who knows that? But they trained these kids from day one, tried to raise a homegrown battalion of freaks, supposed to be able to control the enemy with just the power of their minds. But
on the lists, down one column, names, another column, birth dates, ID numbers, and a final column with one word repeated over and over down the page. Deceased.
Cardiac arrest, hemorrhaging, organ failure. Mostly their brains turn to jelly.
God.
Humanity's capacity to inflict cruelty.
A few years ago, the whole thing goes offline. The OMAC project disappears.
Wonder Woman scans the lists.
And all these children, all died?
Yeah.
He takes the list and turns to a center page.
All except one.
In the long line of deceased, there's a gap. One birth date that doesn't have a death date. His name is circled. A name we already know.
Jonah Wilkes.
Yeah. And it didn't ring a bell for me either, so...
He drops the last of his research. Photos. The first show a bunch of kids lined up in rows. Faces we recognize from Maxwell's video archives. The next photo, the same group, only smaller. The next, even fewer kids.
They're like class photos. Glad I missed that class.
In each one, Wally has circled a single boy. Dark hair, penetrating eyes. Jonah Wilkes, slightly crooked smile.
I ran this kid's face through a forensic program to see what he'd look like today.
Each sheet adding a few years. Jonah Wilkes growing older and older before our eyes, becoming more and more familiar.
This guy look familiar to you?
He lays the last photo next to a copy of Fortune magazine, the caption reading, Fortune's Most Fortunate Son.
Great Zeus.
And the cover photo showing the smiling face of Interior Maxwell Lord's Control Room Day.
Maxwell Lord.
who is just now stepping out of the shadows.
Hello, Bruce.
Maxwell Lord, face to face with the Batman, cool as cool can be. He's flanked by 3 armed guards, guys we recognize, the bikers, the runt in the center.
You're Omak.
Yes, one man. The last one of my kind, the sole survivor.
He takes a step closer to Batman.
Do you know your evolutionary theory, Bruce? I'm sure you must. Nature's relentless push towards perfection.
What are you doing, Max?
What I was born to do. I'm completing the OMAC project.
He turns to the screen.
Brother Eye, Phase 1. Command, go.
OMAC project initiated. Phase 1, go.
You're gonna like this.
And the monitor lights up with scenes from around the world, capitals, seats of power, boardrooms, and in each one, transformations. Power players, people we recognize from Bruce Wayne's birthday, all becoming OMACs, one after the other.
Do you recognize them, Bruce? Our friends.
And as he talks, we cut to interior, Houses of Parliament, London, continuous. A right honorable gentleman transforms before our eyes, his body contorting as the OMAC shell encases him. He rises, hovers over the House of Commons. Interior, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, continuous. A Japanese floor trader contorts, rises, joined by another and another.
The best the world has to offer.
Interior, corporate boardroom continuous. A CEO OMAC humming and drifting over his conference table.
The power players, the captains of finance.
Exterior, New York streets continuous. A limo's windows shatter as a high-class OMAC grows in the rear seat.
Military, media.
Exterior, aircraft carrier, First Fleet continuous. The bridge exploding onto the deck as sailors point and scream. Nowhere to run.
What once took millennia, I can now do in minutes, seconds. All skip 10,000 generations to become.
And as chaos erupts all around the world, we're back in interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day.
Perfected. All because I said it should be so. Look what one man can do.
Batman looks to Talia, her eyes wide, staring at the screen.
I didn't know.
It was Talia, Bruce. Your weakness. Under all that black, it turns out you do have a heart. So with one kiss, she got her revenge, and I got Brother Eye.
Batman takes a step toward Max, and 3 high-powered semi-automatics are leveled at his chest. Chank! Rounds chambered, and he stops.
Really? I couldn't have done it without you.
So you're what now, Max? God?
No. These are the gods. Metahuman scan. All subjects.
He points to the screen. Brother Eye switches to images of the other superheroes at the Fortress of Solitude. John Jones, Green Lantern, and Aquaman recovering from their ordeal.
The ones we worship and trust. Those who fell to earth from other worlds. Those who rose from the seas with their brave hearts and strong wills.
At the Mir space station, Superman still hunting satellites.
And their absurd powers, their absurd vows to protect and bring peace.
At Planet Krypton, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Wally West hunched over their papers, putting 2 and 2 together.
But they're false gods, aren't they? Weak gods. Imperfect. We know that, Bruce, you and I.
Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room continuous.
Because we know they can be beaten. How they can be beaten. By one man.
You haven't beaten them, Max. Slowed them down, maybe. But they'll stop you.
I'm betting they're going to want to save you first.
From what? You?
Activate OMAC Bega. Target, creator.
Max, no! Don't!
Sequence initiated. Activate.
Not from me.
Before Batman's eyes, the runt biker transforms. His head snaps back and forth as his body is taken over by the OMAC, dormant within. The other bikers recoil in horror, and tendrils shoot out of this new OMAC and enter the bodies of the other 2, infecting them, and they transform too.
From them.
3 Omacs, hovering in mid-air right behind Maxwell Lord, glowing, humming, deadly.
Happy birthday, Bruce.
Interior, Fortress of Solitude, day. Denver PD Detective John Jones, blue suit and tie, stands with Aquaman and Green Lantern in the middle of the ice cavern. What's he doing here? A beat. Then, his face, his body morph back into their true form. John Jones, getting power back. John concentrates and his body is suddenly racked with pain. His head snaps back, and just for a second, he is Batman. In agony, lets out a scream to match the scream coming from Interior Control Room day. Batman in the grips of all 3 Omacs. Pinchers around his arms, his legs, his body, his ribs popping. His howl of anguish carries to Exterior, Outer Space day, where Superman's head snaps to look down at the Earth far below. Gets a pinpoint and takes off. So fast, space ripples behind him, and the scream echoing to Interior, the Fortress of Solitude day, where the distorted Batman reverts to John Jones, eyes wide.
Batman. In torment.
Lead us to him.
I don't know if I can fly.
You can and you will. We're back, John. No more fear.
As they move, Interior Control Room continuous, Batman is losing consciousness, the life squeezed out of him.
Max, don't! This isn't what I wanted.
Not what you wanted. The things we didn't want. You know what I didn't want? I didn't want to wake up every morning with my brains oozing out of my nose. But you're right. Command interrupt, hold, disengage.
The Omax betas stop, loosen their grips, and Batman drops to his knees, sucking in air. Through his teeth.
What do you want?
Well, I guess I'm a perfectionist at heart, Bruce. I want the world evolved. Evolved to a point where children don't lose their parents.
Batman's hand, as it inches towards his utility belt.
Where friends don't die. No one's alone. Same as you, I suppose.
We are not the same.
Into a compartment, his fingers reaching.
No? Who was it that spent hours and years figuring out how to kill all of his friends? You or me?
I'd never.
Oh, come on, Bruce. You loaded the gun. I just pulled the trigger.
Batman's hand opens, and a chafe bomb drops, hits the floor, tink, 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 and ka-choom. The room fills with confetti of metallic glitter, blinding the OMAC sensors.
Re-engage.
But they're lost in the chafe. Batman's first thought, Talia. He pulls her to a safe corner, the yanks 2 limpet grenades and makes them run for the computer. Gonna take it out. But before he can set the charges, one of the OMACs clears, takes a swing with its deadly pincher. Batman dives clear, but the second OMAC is on him. It rams him into a wall with a snicketing thud. He lands next to a cowering Talia.
Forgive me.
The third OMAC lifts Batman by the throat and flings him across the room, whomp, into a steel pillar. Batman pulls himself to one knee, broken, no way to win this one, and all 3 OMACs get him at once. Pinchers around his skull, his neck, his chest. Talia tries to pull him free.
Max, you'll kill him!
Oh no, Talia, I don't want to kill him. Until they come for him, I just want him to scream.
On Batman's face, his skull in the vice grip, sweating, gasping, grinding his teeth in a dangerous grimace. He's not going to give in to Max, not going to scream again. And a single drop of blood collecting on the nose piece of his mask. As it falls, Interior, Planet Krypton Restaurant, day. 3 faces, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Wally West. 3 shocked faces, all turned towards the TVs above the bar. Tuned into, on the television, a reporter is at the U.S. Capitol, and there's a battle going on. Soldiers and cops trade fire with a dozen OMACs on the Capitol steps. Blasts of red energy beams explode, bodies thrown all over the place.
Forces are pinned down here at the Capitol. No one seems to know what these things are or where they came from.
Boom! A car is blown up into the air, careening right for the reporter, and the screen goes black. At the table,
That doesn't look good.
Suddenly, we hear a voice.
Diana, Flash, that Batman needs us now.
Flash turns to Wonder Woman. Wally hasn't heard.
It's the Martian.
What? What's the Martian?
Wonder Woman's already on the move. To Flash.
I'll go. Flash, find out what that's all about.
What's happening? Where are you guys going?
Stay.
And he means it. Flash and Wonder Woman dash for the doors. Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room day. Batman, his arms twisting in their sockets, his mask crackling and splintering. He whispers.
Stay away. Don't come.
Would you come? Really, Bruce? After what you did to them all?
Don't come.
Exterior, Arctic coastline day. Aquaman, at a dead run, straight for the top of an ice cliff at the end of the world. He hits the edge and launches himself, falls hundreds of feet straight down to the sea where a killer whale rises out of the water. Aquaman lands on its back, and the whale dies, taking him down. Interior, control room day. Batman hangs limp as a ragdoll in the Omak's grip, barely conscious.
Oh, what a shame. He was always going to be the easiest to take down.
Max, you bastard.
You've got to admire him. Oh, well.
He goes to her, tries to lead her away from Batman.
The costume. You should have it as a memento.
Ka-choom! The wall explodes in a shower of concrete and twisted rebar. Superman to the rescue. He charges into the Omax, catches one in the midsection, bending it double, lands a right hook on a second. Ka-chung! A mental ring. The Omak topples. Superman goes for Batman, crumpled on the floor, when thrack! A powerful pulse of energy shoots out of the third Omak's eye, hits him in the back, and dives him across the room. And the Omax swarm. All three hammering fists, clamping pinchers, but he's unfazed. They're gnats to him. He carries them on his back under the onslaught. He kneels by Batman and checks for a pulse. His eyes flutter open.
It's a trap. Stay away.
Exterior, Arctic tundra day. Blank ice, all white. Boom! A giant green fish punches a 20-foot wide hole in the tundra, and the Martian Manhunter jets through. He hits the air at full speed. Green Lantern right behind. They're coming. Interior, control room day. Superman shields Batman with his cape. Doesn't see the biggest Omak rearing back with two deadly steel blades.
Behind you.
The Omak Beta ready to plunge them in deep. Thwip, thwip, thwip. A golden rope snakes across the room, wraps the Omak's raised arms.
I've got his back!
Wonder Woman. She plants her feet and yanks the Omak into the control panel. Sparks fly. It comes up firing. Energy bolts like a submachine gun. Wonder Woman deflects them with her bracelets, right back into the body of the machine. Kabloom! Blown apart. The next Omak clamps a pincher on Wonder Woman. Wrong move. She grabs its massive arm and yanks. Pop! Cling out of the socket. She swings it like a baseball bat. Clang! Drives the Omak's head right off its shoulders.
Well, that's a design flaw.
The last Omak swings killer blades like buzzsaws, but she strides right into the teeth of the thing, unloads with a devastating roundhouse, a spin kick, a barrage of left hooks clobbering right hands, a powerhouse. The Omak can't stand up to the beating. Down on one knee, it turns its eyes up to face her, and pow! Wonder Woman cleans its clock. Barely out of breath, she turns on Maxwell Lord.
Mr. Lord, your nose is bleeding.
He pulls a handkerchief, dabs.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm prone.
Off his calm, controlled smile. Exterior, the Kremlin, day. The Flash stands in the center of Red Square. In front of him, chaos. Omax in a firefight with Russian soldiers, people running and screaming.
Here too, damn!
And he's gone in a flash. Interior control room day. 3 heroes against 1 man, with his infuriating smile.
Well, you certainly made that look easy.
Turn it off. Now.
Yeah, no. I don't think I could if I wanted to, frankly. We're a little past that point.
He laughs. More blood, dotting the cloth.
We will stop you. Anything you throw at us. You know that, don't you, Jonah?
Max's smile vanishes.
What? What did you call me?
Jonah. Jonah Wilkes, isn't it?
What are you? Who?
He's suddenly angry.
No, not Jonah. You don't use that name. You don't have the right to use that name. Jonah is dead. There's only Max. Maxwell Lord. One man. Me.
His nose is pouring blood now.
You don't. Nobody.
His anger goes as quickly as it came. He blinks. Then...
Wait. No. It's okay. I'm in. I'm inside. I knew I could. If I got him close enough. Yeah, I got him. It's okay.
And now he's suddenly calm. The smile comes back.
I'm in.
And out of nowhere, Wonder Woman is hit from behind. An annihilating blow. It smashes her face first into a wall, sinks her to her knees. She turns back to see Superman, transformed, utterly. His face twisted, dark, eyes filled with rage.
Clark, what are you doing?
A war raging within the Man of Steel. Wonder Woman knows at once.
The OMAC project. Mind control.
I'm making him see what I want him to see. Right now, what I want him to know...
Superman breathes like a bull.
And right now, he knows. He's just found out that Lois Lane, his one love, his only love, has been murdered. Tortured and murdered.
Superman looms, advances, a monster, a killing machine.
No, Max, no! It's too much!
Stalking, closer and closer. Wonder Woman is his prey.
And the best part?
He rushes her, grabs her, lifts her overhead.
He thinks you did it!
And hurls her through the hole in the floor to the lower level, where she lands with a bone-crushing thud. Superman slowly descends through the hole, pure menace, lifts his fist again, ready to drive it down when a black shape lands on his back. Batman, 2 high-voltage electrical cables in hand, legs locked around Superman. He jams the cables against his temples. 100,000 volts of electricity surge through Superman's brain. He bucks and bellows, eyes rolling white, and the lights flicker and go black. When the power comes back up, Superman stands, temples smoldering, face to face with Batman, dead eyes.
It's not you I want.
And he backhands Batman up through the ceiling to the upper level.
It's her.
He turns, and Wonder Woman's right on top of him, arms outstretched. She slams her Amazonian bracelets against Superman's ears. The concussion sends a shockwave so strong it buckles support girders, tosses debris. A mini atom bomb. Superman grabs his ears in agony. Wonder Woman pounds a kick into his midsection. He buckles. Fire flies backwards across the room, skids to a stop.
Cal, fight it! It's not real!
He doesn't hear, can't hear. A blast of heat vision, and another, and another. Wonder Woman dodges, gets behind him, and powers a kidney punch into his back. He drops to his knees. She loops her lasso, trying to tie him up. But he gets a hand in and grabs an end. Tethered, he whip-slings her overhead and ka-chunk! Through the floor and down into the next lower level. Superman reels her in by her own rope, looks through the hole, and thwack! Wonder Woman slings her tiara. It rips a slice out of his neck. He falls back, lets go, and the lasso retracts. Wonder Woman waits, ready for anything. Nothing comes, so she rises through the ceiling to the upper level, and phoom! Superman hurls one of Max's trophies, a muscle car, right for her. Direct hit. It drives her back, through the glass and steel wall, and out over lower Manhattan, and down, down, down. Hurtling toward the crowded street below at 32.2 feet per second squared. Wonder Woman pulls herself free of the wrecked car, gets under it, and stops the fall just feet shy of the pavement, uses it to shield pedestrians from the deadly debris. All safe, she drops back the shell of the car and comes up with the engine block in her hand. screams up the side of the building, and ka-chang! Slams the hundreds of pounds of metal into Superman's face, tossing him back and up to the control room. Maxwell looks on, smiling as Superman gets to his feet, watches Wonder Woman ascend, the two most powerful beings in the world facing off in a death match.
Amazing.
And they're on again. They fly straight into one another, a colossal mid-air collision. Superman goes low and comes up under Wonder Woman, hands around her neck. He blasts upwards right through the ceiling, driving her up, up, and away, on Talia, kneeling by Batman's lifeless body, helpless, and Maxwell Lord, blood streaming down his face.
How am I doing, Jonah?
Lips curled in a vicious grin. Exterior, Earth's atmosphere day. The Earth recedes below, fast. Superman's got Wonder Woman by the throat, driving her backwards, upwards. Their two faces inches apart, his eyes glow red. Beams of hot X-ray energy shoot out. Close range. Wonder Woman gets a bracelet up, blocks the blast, deflecting it back into Superman's own face. He loses his grip. Wonder Woman's turn. She grabs Superman by the hair, heaves him with everything she's got, flings him, spinning head over heels right into the moon. A crash landing in a cloud of moon rock and dust, wiping out the famous American flag planted there. On Wonder Woman, gazing at the moon, huge and distant, she knows he's coming. And he is, a speck, growing bigger fast, blazing right for her, silhouetted against the moon. She takes off in Superman's direction like a rocket, on a collision course, two interstellar bodies ready for impact. At the last second, Wonder Woman veers upwards, drops a loop of her lasso around Superman's neck, yanks him to a dead stop, throws coil after coil around his body, pins his arms. She pulls tighter and tighter, plants a knee in his back, bends him almost to double, but it only enrages Superman. He works a hand free, grabs Wonder Woman's wrist, and squeezes. If we weren't in outer space, we'd hear her scream as the bones break. She lets the lasso slip, and Superman takes his shot, both fists, devastating. She jackknifes back, slow into zero-gravity rotations. Unconscious, the lasso of truth trails out behind her, then suddenly goes taut. Superman has the other end. He swings her in circles, faster and faster. She's a smear of color at the end of her own rope. When Superman lets go, it's not a free fall. It's not like a bullet. It's supersonic like a meteor. Exterior, Lower Manhattan day. The burn of re-entry turns Wonder Woman into a fireball, streaking across the sky. Down, 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 and right into New York Harbor. Exterior, Hudson River day. Underwater, at the murky bottom of the Hudson River. Wonder Woman, lifeless in a deep crater. The swirl of silty water, alone, helpless, until a figure emerges from the darkness, green and gold. Aquaman. He creates an air bubble around her, puts his lip to hers, and breathes. The breath of life, forcing oxygen back into her battered lungs. Wonder Woman gasps for air, opens her eyes.
Princess.
One request.
Anything.
Slow Superman down.
He nods, lifts his head, and emits a cry in the language of sonic waves, and his subjects respond. Perch, carp, barracuda, eels, river creatures of all descriptions emerge from the muck. As the air bubble dissipates, two dolphins curl in and carry Wonder Woman away, one under each arm. Gone. Exterior, over New York Harbor day. Up in the sky, Superman plummets to Earth, following Wonder Woman into New York Harbor, slices into the river, barely a ripple. Exterior, underwater day. He lands in the crater at the bottom of the Hudson. His maddened eyes search for his prey. Instead, he finds a wall of hostile sea creatures. They come at him like scaly bullets. He bats them away by the thousands. In the confusion of fish, he doesn't see Aquaman emerge, trident raised. He slashes for Superman's chest, 3 ugly tears across the S. Superman glares at Aquaman, death in his eyes. Exterior, over New York Harbor day. The river explodes, sending Aquaman flying. Ruined trident still in hand, arms and legs spinning like mad. He slams into the Woolworth building and drops to the street below. Seconds before impact, a green net forms under him, catches him, and brings him safely down to Green Lantern and John Jones.
We need to find Diana.
The Martian scans with his mind, locates her, points to the high rise on the riverbank.
There.
Interior, control room day. Wonder Woman, back in the control room, burned and bleeding. Tiara gone, hair wet and wild. But she's back. Maxwell faces her, smiling.
You were the only one I couldn't get to.
Mind control. Such an insidious power.
Not even Superman could take you out. Amazing.
She goes to the lasso of truth, coils it around him, pulls him toward her rough. She's calm, steely.
Yeah.
Tell me how to turn this off.
Oh, are we going to tell the truth now? Diana?
How do I stop this?
You want to know the truth? The truth is, you weren't there. None of you. Not one of you was there.
Tell me.
You weren't there for Tom Parnell, or Carl Bader, or Glenn Burke. Where were you for Billy Hardwick, Darius Woods?
This ends now.
They were children, and they were dying, and you weren't there.
He's shouting, angry, hurt, right in her face.
Jonah Wilkes. Jonah Wilkes needed saving. Where were you?
The whole building shakes, trembles. A wall crumbles, and there he stands, water streaming off his back. Superman. He flies straight for Wonder Woman when, BAM! He slams into a green barrier. Pull back to see he's run smack into another Superman. Green, translucent, projected from Green Lantern's ring. An exact replica with all the might of the original. With a fist like a 10-megaton bomb, the green Superman pounds Superman square in the jaw. Back out over Manhattan. It's Superman versus Green Superman as they duke it out. Mid-air, fists flying, like a super heavyweight title fight. Except every time Superman slugs his mirror image, the Green Superman grows. Bigger and bigger. Until the gargantuan projection is big enough to grab Superman in its fist. It squeezes. Through the fingers, Superman sees Green Lantern, standing on a ledge, directing the attack. A blast of his super breath collapses the whole side of the building, takes Green Lantern out under an avalanche of steel and glass, and the Green Superman vanishes as its creator blacks out. In the control room, Maxwell, still wrapped up, still fighting against the power of the lariat. She yanks the rope, pulls him to his knees.
Enough!
You're right. It is enough. Nobody likes a pity party.
Blood drips from his nose onto his shirt.
Here's the truth. There's only one way to stop this, princess. Kill me.
He looks up at her with a sick grin, and Superman steps back in through the hole in the wall, eyes gone black, nothing left in them, nothing recognizably human. A guttural howl builds as he lumbers for her.
Kal! Kal-El.
Superman stops, turns and sees his mother, Lara L., beautiful, otherworldly.
It's the only way to get me out of his mind, to turn this off. You'll have to kill me.
On Superman, his face softening. His mother moves around between him and Wonder Woman, holds her arms out.
Kal-El. My son.
He takes a step toward her.
But you won't, will you? You won't because you made a vow. A solemn pledge never to kill, never to take a human life.
Wonder Woman knows he's right. At war with herself, she pulls the lasso around his neck like a noose.
You want to? You want to so bad I can smell it on you like a perfume.
On Superman, a step closer and a step closer, wanting the embrace of his mother. But his eyes turn blood red and he screams in pure rage. He charges at Lara L. with the full force of his wrath. A devastating blow sends her crumpled body skittering across the floor. She morphs into a wounded dog, then back into her real form. John Jones collapsed. On Maxwell, in the noose, eyes in Wonder Woman's face.
You can't do it.
She turns to see Superman blazing right for her. He hits her from behind, arms around her neck. He pulls her up and up, rising. She still holds onto the lasso, the other end around Maxwell's neck. It pulls tight. It would be so easy. Just a gentle tug.
You know you can't kill me.
Maxwell's calm is unnerving, eerie. He knows she won't do it, and he's right. She lets the lasso slip through her fingers. It slackens, drops. On Green Lantern, John Jones, Aquaman, and Superman, teeth bared, ready for the kill, and Wonder Woman, resigned to her death. Maxwell is triumphant.
Where were you? Where were any of you when I needed you?
In the last moment of his life, a darkness envelops him from behind, a black cape. It engulfs him, and the last words Maxwell Lord hears on this earth are,
"Right here."
Maxwell's neck breaks, like a sickening snapping of twigs, like knuckles popping.
No!
And he drops, dead, wrapped in the shroud of Batman's cape. On Superman, the color returning to his eyes, he relaxes his grip and Wonder Woman falls to the floor in a heap. Right across from him, Batman. He rises, pulling the cape off Max's dead body, straddling him. He looks down.
What one man can do, Max.
Batman. No. No.
She's wrecked, beaten, bleeding. Superman descends, confused, and bleeding too, sees Wonder Woman's crumpled form and tries to shake the dirt from his mind.
Diana, what?
He reaches for her, but she recoils in fear, crawls away from him, over to Aquaman, Green Lantern, the Martian, all wounded, damaged. Superman can't figure it out, finds Maxwell's dead body.
No, what? What is this? Who did this?
I did.
You did? What?
What had to be done.
Superman shakes the fog off, rises to his feet. This time it's righteous anger.
No, this isn't who we are. We never take a human life. It's unacceptable.
Accept it. It's done.
This makes you no better than him.
Batman rushes Superman, gets in his face the intensity of his whisper.
You were killing her. Diana would be dead.
This is a slap, a gut punch.
What? Diana.
Wonder Woman still on the floor.
Max was inside your head. He turned you. You were...
Was. Inhuman. Inhuman.
Superman sees the burn marks, the blood, the others, their injuries. He knows it's true. All of it.
My God. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He takes off his cape, wraps it around Wonder Woman. He touches Wonder Woman's face.
Diana.
She looks up at him, touches his wounds that she gave him. She forgives him.
It wasn't you, pal. It wasn't you.
Superman looks up at Batman, the truth rushing in.
Then I guess you were right.
He lowers his head in shame. A beat. Then...
Doesn't matter. It's over.
But 3 words ring out in the silence.
No, it's not.
They all turn to the Brother Eye computer and Talia.
I love it.
Transforming. A network of cables enter her body, tendrils lifting her up, pulling her into the computer, suspending her, embedding her. Her body heaves and shakes as she changes, becoming metallic, robotic, not an OMAC, something else. She's become Brother Eye. And the voice that comes out is Maxwell Lord's.
It's just the beginning.
The screen behind her flashes to people, regular people all over the world, in markets, in restaurants, offices.
You see what we've done together? the final evolution, the OMAC project completed, the relentless pursuit of perfection.
All changing, morphing, rising, becoming OMACs. We cut to Wembley Stadium, London. A soccer midfielder transforms in front of 70,000 spectators. An inner city playground, a kid on a rusty swing.
And it will be perfect. No more war, no more conflict, no more death.
Venice Beach, a girl in a bikini playing volleyball.
Everyone, everywhere, thinking with one mind, one great mind.
The Japanese nightclub, the DJs spinning records.
Mine.
The control room, scenes playing out on Brother Eye's screen.
Maxwell Lord was just the mortal shell, but now, Batman, you've given me immortality.
The whole world, OMACs, everywhere.
How? How's he doing it?
How? Everywhere at once.
Max's voice from the robotic Talia.
How? You give me the one thing they all want, what everyone needs. Dinner.
On Batman, he understands.
The restaurants.
Planet Krypton.
Was in the food.
Maxwell Lord's special chef sauce. The most innocuous of delivery systems. Over 1 million served.
Could it be 1 million?
One bite of the apple, and we all lost Eden.
Superman, blow the computer.
No, not with Talia.
Destruction protocols. Initiate. Metahuman elimination. Priority 1. All OMAC engage.
And the screen goes black, and Talia slumps forward in her harness of wires. Then, a single message blinking over and over. Commence OMAC war. 6 pairs of eyes stare, and swoosh, flash barrels into the room. Flash barrels into the room.
Okay, I've been all over the place, and they're everywhere. Every major city, and it's growing. We're going to need a massive response.
He stops, takes in the devastation, the beaten heroes, the flashing message.
What did I miss?
On Superman.
If it's war he wants.
And Wonder Woman.
By all the gods, we'll give him war.
Exterior, outer space, dusk. In the silence, Brother Eye. Sleek, black, waiting, watching the gathering storm over exterior, New York City, dusk, storm clouds, the setting sun making them purple, orange, and blood red. Exterior, rooftop, lower Manhattan, dusk. They're all here, all but Batman, gathered, waiting shoulder to shoulder for the battle they know is coming. They scan the skies over the harbor. Nothing.
Metahuman elimination.
That's us.
We're the priority targets. They'll come here first.
There's no time to clear the city, so watch your collaterals. They can hit us, but we protect the population. At all costs.
But they are the population. There are people inside those machines.
This is gonna be tough.
Tough is what we do.
He's right. The others nod. It's what they do. A moment while they contemplate, consider, then.
Is it just me? Or is this kind of cool?
Their looks.
All of us here, together, saving the world? You know.
Everyone stares forward, scans the skies.
Anyway, it's always been kind of a dream of mine.
A moment, then the team breaks.
Mine too.
Yes.
Yeah, same here.
Absolutely.
I confess.
Their faces say it all. Another pause.
Shame Batman's not here.
Interior, Maxwell Lord's control room continuous. Batman works the computer, trying to break in and shut it down. Above him, Talia, tethered to the machine. Batman pounds the controls, can't crack the system, looks up, decides. He pulls the cables, yanks them, hacks at them. One by one, they fall away. All except for one embedded in her heart. She falls forward into his arms, and her eyes blink open to find his.
Beloved. My beloved.
Talia.
I'm sorry. So sorry. I've just wanted you so much. And for that,
She looks at her metallic hands.
the price I pay.
Human tears in her machine eyes. They are dimming, the light going out.
Stay with me.
I can feel it. The machines, they feed off the energy inside, draining.
He's losing her, and he knows it, but she's got something to tell him. She grabs him, pulls him close.
He's moving, Max. Max, the mind of the machines. He's looking for a new host. It'll be an evolution, something greater than all the others. Look for...
And the light is gone. She goes limp. Batman leans forward and kisses her. His lips of flesh, hers metal. Enough charge to wake her, just for that moment.
Beloved? They should have been.
And the last cable snaps off, releasing her. Batman's left with her body, heavy in his arms.
No, it's me. I should have been.
He touches her face.
A better man.
Exterior, Atlantic Ocean dusk. Close on a single OMAC, gliding fast and low over the water. Pull back. Next to it, another OMAC, and another, widen to see the full force of the OMAC swarm. Exterior, rooftop, lower Manhattan, dusk. Still waiting.
They're taking their sweet time.
How many will it be, do we think?
We'll find it.
Will 6 of us be enough?
A voice from behind them.
7.
Wally West, dressed in his knockoff uniform, like the Flash's twin. 5 sets of eyebrows are raised.
Wally!
I thought you could use some help. Hey, Wonder Woman.
No. No way.
Come on, Uncle Barry. I can do this.
Green Lantern looks to Wonder Woman for an explanation.
His nephew. Apparently, he is fast.
Good God, there's 2 of them?
Flash is shaking his head.
No way. Something happens to you, Iris, kill me. Go home.
We're short-handed.
And hardly full strength.
Their injury is evident. Flash knows she's right.
Okay, but hang back. No risks.
Done.
He makes introductions, pumping hands energetically.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Wally. Wally West. But you can call me Flash 2 or Flash Junior maybe. I was thinking Kid Flash at first, but seems a little, junior league, but whatever you guys come up with. Who makes these calls Superman?
On Aquaman, you've got it. Thunk. A grapnel dart hits the water tower, and zip. Batman pulls himself onto the roof at the end of the zip line, staggers to a landing.
It's moved. Max transferred the control to a new host. It'll be a single source, something directing all the others.
And Talia?
Batman just shakes his head.
What are we looking for?
I'm not sure, but it'll be in one of those.
He points. On the horizon, a black speck flying low over the water, and it's moving. Fast, growing, expanding as it gets closer and closer, becoming a cloud, a dark blue cloud of death, the OMAC swarm.
Aquaman, you're the first line of defense.
Got it.
Aquaman leans forward, sends out a high-pitched sonar signal, follow the concentric sound waves to the New York harbor, and the OMAC swarm. Their low hum amplified to a roar as they hone in. When the signal hits the waves, the water erupts. Orcas, killer whales, glistening black and white. Dozens and dozens of them breach the surface, shoot up into the air, and snap their jaws onto the low-flying OMACs, dragging the first wave down into the sea. On the rooftop, with the Justice League, for the first time, the whole Justice League, together and ready for everything.
Wait for it.
Wait, there's a lot of them.
We can handle it.
It'll be an evolution, OMAC. The host. Something bigger, badder than the rest.
Something like that?
Green Lantern's looking behind them at the Flash, or at least what used to be the Flash, because he's in the late stages of transforming into OMAC Ultra, the deadliest OMAC, twice the size of the others and red. Its steel armor is bright, shining red.
Uncle Barry?
And kashoom! A wall of laser energy blows the whole team off the roof. Exterior, Riverfront Park, dusk. Superman hits the ground first, digging up cement in front of the river wall. He's back up quick enough to catch Wally, tumbling in midair. Green Lantern snags Aquaman before he plows into the pavement. Batman, Wonder Woman, and John pull up.
What happened?
Planet Krypton.
Burgers.
I told him that stuff was junk.
OMAC Ultra's almost on them, the glow from his eye.
Beat back the swarm. I'll take this. Go!
Aquaman leaps the railing, dives into the river. Wally West speeds off on top of the water. The others hit the sky, just as OMAC Ultra blows a hole in the turf of Battery Park. Exterior, sky, lower Manhattan, dusk. Superman bullets straight up to meet OMAC Ultra. Clang! Lands 2 fists, clean. Spins the machine out of control. Its energy beam spits out wild. Takes out the whole 34th floor of the MetLife building. Glass and debris. Superman flies around behind it. Clamps onto its back. OMAC Ultra reaches behind and pulls Superman off. Lifts him overhead and rockets him straight down. Kashoom! Deep into a crater of concrete and asphalt. Exterior, Wall Street, Manhattan, dusk. A single OMAC glides down the financial district. Stockbrokers run for their lives. NYPD officers unload revolvers, shotguns, the bullets pinging off metal. A guy in a suit stumbles, looks back as a tendril shoots out into the hovering OMAC. Slips into his body. He begins to transform, infected. But before the machine can rise, a giant green metal sledgehammer slams down on its shell, cracking it wide open. The guy inside scrambles back to his feet and runs, looking back at Green Lantern. He swings his ring's projection again, pulverizes the other OMAC. Its host drops to the street. Exterior river, dusk. Wally West runs circles, throws up a vortex of water and wind. It sucks OMACs in, shoots them down to Aquaman, on the back of an orca, directing his subjects. Giant octopuses sling their arms, drag their machines down and under. Exterior, sky, lower Manhattan, dusk. Superman and OMAC Ultra, face to face over the city. The Flash's OMAC's red eye. It fires, hits Superman straight in the face. It should incinerate him, melt the skin off his face. But this is Superman. He claws his way upstream, clamps a hand over the eye, laser energy shooting out beneath his fingers, digs in and rips the single eye out of OMAC Ultra's head. The scream of the machine as we can see into its guts. But just for a second, the skin of the robot morphs closed, and a new eye takes the old one's place. Superman's caught off guard. The energy beam sends him pinwheeling backwards through the glass walls of a downtown condo and right into the other side. Exterior, downtown church, dusk. Wonder Woman, balanced on a church steeple. She takes incoming rounds from a dozen killer machines. She deflects them back with her bracelets, ricocheting the energy beams back into the OMACs, blasting their heads clean off. Exterior, Manhattan Park, dusk. John Jones, surrounded on all sides. 10 OMACs, 10 sets of killer razor blades. They charge, flying at him with blinding speed, razors swinging. With only inches to spare, John vanishes, the power of invisibility. Their blades tear into one another and they fall in a clatter of ripped metal. Exterior, city streets, lower Manhattan, dusk. Superman and OMAC Ultra, deep in battle, giving no quarter. Man versus machine, an even matchup. Superman rips a lamppost out of the ground, swings for OMAC Ultra. Whamf! Impact, and it just bends around the robot. No harm. The OMAC grabs the post and whips Superman off the other end, slams him a foot deep into the side of a building, and it's on Superman with its razor blade. It swings, misses, slices a deep groove in the bricks like a hot knife through butter. Superman grabs its arm and forces the razor back on the giant machine, the point of the blade aimed directly at its heart. He's about to ram it home when...
Cal, no!
Batman dives in front of the blade, protecting the OMAC from destruction.
Bruce, what are you doing?
The Flash, he's inside, still alive.
The OMAC Ultra swings for Batman's head with its pincher hand. Superman grabs it, holds. The strain against force of the machine. Superman scans with his X-ray vision, and we're inside OMAC Ultra with the Flash, hooked up to the machine, the network of circuits buried in his body.
It's feeding off his life energy. That's why it's so much stronger than the others.
Flash's eyes are shut, the pulse of his still beating heart loud, driving the OMAC, outside with Batman and Superman.
Get out of the way.
You'll kill him.
Not Flash, just the OMAC. He'll revert.
The OMAC Ultra is still fighting, clamps onto Superman's arms with its pincher, a crushing squeeze.
If he does, the control will jump to another machine. We'd never find it. We'll lose the connection.
Superman's losing his grip when John Jones lands, takes the pincher arm and drives it into the wall, holding, helping. Wonder Woman's next. She lassos the OMAC's legs, holding it down.
John, use your mind. See if you can revive him.
As the Martian places his palm on the OMAC, we're inside OMAC Ultra. Flash, still unconscious. Through the hum and the heartbeat.
Flash. Flash. Wake up. You must wake up.
Nothing. Then, cutting through the noise.
Uncle Barry.
And Flash's eyes shoot open, wide, terrified.
Wally?
Outside, the OMAC's head swivels like it's looking for something, finds Wally West standing with the others. The voice that emanates is Maxwell Lord's.
Wally? Is that you?
Yes. Yes.
Flash, listen to me. You are the host. It's in you. Directing the machines. See if you can control it. Shut it off.
Inside, Flash struggles, thrashes, fights to stay awake.
I can feel it. Something dark. It's so strong.
It's Max.
Fight it, Flash.
Outside, Green Lantern and Aquaman join.
Swarm. They're regrouping. We've only got seconds.
He throws up a wall of green light, a safety barrier.
It knows I'm awake. It's searching, looking for another host. You have to kill it. Kill me.
No. Hold on to Max's mind. Flash, don't let him go.
You can do it.
Please, kill this thing.
Here they come.
OMAX, moving toward them by the hundreds.
I'm losing him. I'm losing him.
Strongest will, Flash. Strongest will.
Inside, close on Flash's face.
Bravest heart.
And he smiles. He's got it.
I know what to do.
Calm. Serene.
I'll be back in half a sec.
And he vibrates, faster than we've ever seen him, rattling the bolts of the OMAC, the building, faster and faster until he explodes out of the OMAC shell and into a world where time stops. Stands still, literally, like the universe hits the pause button. The raging battle freezes. Flying OMACs in midair, superheroes in mid-attack, smoke, debris, explosions, all just stop. We're in the Speed Force, and it's just like Flash said. Peaceful, quiet, a sudden, crushing silence. He takes a moment to look around at this hellish scene, then steps away, slowly at first, then faster, and faster, until he's exterior, Barry and Iris Allen's house, night. On his little suburban street, kids are frozen in their sidewalk bikes. Sprinkler water never hits the grass. Flash skids to a halt in front of his house, steps in the front door. Interior, Barry Allen's living room, night. Iris Allen's on the couch. News footage of the OMAC war freeze-framed on the set. Her face is a mask of worry. The Flash, Barry Allen, her husband, sits gently next to her.
Oh, baby. You look so worried. Don't be worried, okay? I don't want you to worry.
He puts a hand to her still soft cheek, still warm.
I know you can't hear me, can't see me, but I had to see you. To say.
He can't bring himself to say it. Goodbye. He presses his lips to hers, holds on.
Here's the funny thing. You want to know what it is? Turns out I can save the whole world. I can. So that's what I'm going to do.
He has tears in his eyes. They roll down his face, the only things moving in the entire universe.
Because you're in it.
He touches her heart, and we see her eyes, and the single tear just pooling in each one, like he's gotten through. Somehow, he's gotten through. On the front porch, the Flash takes a last moment. He looks around at the evening falling on his little piece of the world, frozen in time.
My God, what a beautiful world.
And in this moment between beats of the human heart, whoosh, A warp in time-space grabs hold of him, and like an elastic band, snaps him back to exterior, city streets, lower Manhattan dusk. Time starts again. At full speed, the OMAC war, the sudden noise of the battle is deafening, and the Justice League fends off fire from the OMAC army. All gathered around the OMAC Ultra. The machine is whole again. Flash back inside. In Max's voice. In Max's voice.
Hope this thing can move.
Then.
See you guys later.
OMAC Ultra releases its grip on Superman, shakes off John Jones, slides out of Wonder Woman's lasso, and takes off like a bat out of hell. Down the street, knocking OMACs down aside like bowling pins, right down over the river and into exterior. Everywhere, dusk. A world of speed. The OMAC Ultra shining red, moving at impossible speeds across the terrain of the earth, over oceans, mountains, prairies, faster and faster until the Flash actually runs out of the machine's shell, pulling a trail of shattered OMAC molecules behind him like a comet's tail. Faster and faster, around and around the whole world, mountain ranges dissolve in front of him, cities collapse like they're made of colored water, pooling into a gleaming liquid road.
Come on, Barry! Faster!
A road stretching straight into forever. He pushes and pushes, looks over to see at his side suddenly.
Whoa.
Go back, Wally!
You're going too fast.
Not fast enough!
He looks back at the molecular OMAC trail behind him, stretching for thousands and thousands of miles.
Uncle Barry, what are you doing?
The two fastest men on the planet, going faster than any man has ever gone. Side by side, the Flash smiles at his nephew, and he says his last words.
Tag, you're it.
And he gives it everything he's got, powering up, leaving Wally in his dust as he enters the very limit of speed. The light from every star in the universe streaking alongside him in a vast tunnel stretching eons in front of him to a vanishing point. A vanishing point he's sprinting for. A pinprick of light that grows and grows and grows, closer and closer, rushing right for him. The speed barrier. A cosmic wall of light, shimmering, undulating like liquid glass, as large as the universe itself. And Flash doesn't hesitate. He slams into it, full force, full speed, and for a nanosecond, he slows. But the molecules of the OMAC are right behind him, recombining, reforming into the massive OMAC Ultra. The machine hits him square in the back and drives them both through the speed barrier, pulverizing all the light in the universe into a blast of shards that explode in every direction, becoming stars. Distant stars, all in place, all silent. The Flash is gone. Gone. Exterior streets, lower Manhattan, dusk. In the streets of New York, one by one, the OMACs start to come apart.
Look.
Disintegrating, their shells falling away, turning to dust. The human hosts inside dropping to the ground, bewildered.
What happened?
Wally West streaks up to join the others. He's ashen.
He did it. He did it.
He almost falls into Wonder Woman's arms, winded and helpless.
He went through. He broke through.
The others gather around.
Speed barrier.
Then he's
gone. He's gone.
A ripping sound, a tearing, a sundering, and out from the darkening sky, from a fold in space-time, something red appears, something familiar, something we know immediately is the Flash's uniform, empty. It drifts down to them, borne on currents of still air. Batman catches it in his arms. It drapes there like a dead body, red against the black, stark and startling. Wally West wants to cry.
No. No.
He drops to his knees. Superman kneels next to him, puts a hand on his shoulder.
Wally, look at what he did. What he saved.
Wally nods, holding it together, with pride
the whole world.
Close on Batman, holding the last remains of Barry Allen, the Flash. Pull back and back from their anguished faces.
Just look. Look at what one man can do.
And up as OMAC robots fall from the sky like rain, all over the city. And a bell tolls, sad, mournful, as we fade out. Today, interior Metropolis Cathedral day. Golden and colored stained glass light falls on a casket closed in front of the altar. Now we know who's being laid to rest. In the front pew, the entire Justice League, each of them dressed in mourning black. Close on Iris Allen, the widow, trying to hold it together. She leans for comfort into their strong shoulder of Wally West, the new Flash. Exterior cemetery night. Batman carries his tribute, a single red rose to the Flash's graveside. He kneels. A long, heavy moment as he's come to grips with what he did, from his heart.
Godspeed, Flash. Barry Allen. Godspeed.
He lets his flower drop. Exterior street corner day. Close on a newspaper vending machine. The headline, World Peace Resumes. Below, a picture of the OMAC War, the subhead, Hero Alliance Possible. A pedestrian drops a quarter and we pull back to see Maxwell Lord's Planet Krypton restaurant, boarded up. A sign in the window, closed.
We're stronger together. We've proven our trust. We've earned this.
Interior, Fortress of Solitude farmhouse day. Everyone assembled making decisions, big decisions about the future.
My vote is yes.
I'm with John. I'm in.
I'd be honored.
Wally?
Wally hesitates.
I don't know. This should be Uncle Barry, not me.
We want you with us, Flash.
She's used the name. She's given it to Wally. A gift.
I'll try.
Wonder Woman takes his gratitude with a gracious smile.
Then count me in too.
She turns to Superman. He can barely meet her eyes.
That you'd even have me after. But my vote is yes. Yes.
And now all eyes turn to Batman, standing apart from the others, alone and among the heroes, and there's a silence. His answer.
No.
And a little of the air goes out of the room.
No.
This is not the time to go back in your cave, to work alone.
It's not that.
He looks at the others, their strengths, their powers, at his own damaged body.
I don't belong here. With you. All of you. You have power. You have...
He's laying himself bare.
I'm not the Batman. That's just a mask I wear.
He pulls back his mask.
I'm Bruce Wayne. And I have one weakness. I'm human.
Revealing his human face. Superman says what they're all thinking.
No, Bruce. That's your strength. Our strength.
He looks him in the eye. He holds out his hand. And Batman, Bruce Wayne, takes it. A firm handshake. A firm commitment to the future. Wonder Woman takes his hand too, then John. And the others would too, except...
Holy, what is that? Like, soup, is this a ComSat link you got here? Because is that thing real?
He's looking at Superman's old cabinet TV. It shows a satellite feed, a ComSat hookup monitoring outer space. And descending on Earth, a creature. Freaky, alien, and looking mad as hell. It's got 5 tentacle legs, a vicious mouth of teeth, and it's huge.
It looks like a starfish.
Yeah, the size of Rhode Island. Looks like Starro here is headed right for us.
They all look around the room at one another. Cautious smiles. Without a word, they gear up. The Flash starts to vibrate, revving his engine. The Green Lantern projects his battle armor from his ring. Aquaman snaps his harpoon hand into place. John Jones pops metal spikes out all over his body. Batman pulls his bat mask back on tight. Wonder Woman clamps her Amazonian bracelets. Superman clenches his fists, fills up his chest.
Let's do it.
Together. And we fade out over the image of the Justice League, launching themselves through outer space to battle Starro the Conqueror, tiny against its intergalactic mass. But they're strong and determined, and we know with utter certainty that they'll keep us all safe. The end.
Good job, everybody.
Wow, it's great.
Oh my God.